a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he believes the NFL's COVID-19 protocols were shame-based to force more players to vaccinate and make the league look better. So what did Rodgers mean in August saying he was immunized?
There was an immunization protocol that I could go to best protect myself and my teammates. And it was a long-term protocol that involved, multiple months. And I'm very, proud of the research that went into that, the individuals that I met with, and we felt like it was what was best for me.
Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee Show. Rodgers is out for Sunday's game against the Chiefs. He tested positive for COVID-19. For the Giants, running back Saquon Barkley and safety Xavier McKinney are back with the team after false positives. McKinney should play Sunday against the Raiders. Barkley will likely be out as he recovers from an ankle injury. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the 76ers are fining Ben Simmons his $360,000 game check for missing Thursday night's win over the Pistons. The team plans to continue fining Simmons until he agrees to cooperate with team doctors on his mental health issues. And Conference USA will add 4 new teams, and there could be more.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, happy Friday here. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 hits the road once again. Final week of the regular season high school football. It's going to be a rainy one, windy one, and we got a nor'easter in town that's wreaking some havoc. And even on that schedule, keep you posted. Some games last night, some games canceled already, and that's the last game for some kids, which I'll get on my soapbox about that a little bit later on. But definitely something to watch in the high school football ranks. And careful driving, careful everything. It's one of those kind of days, weather-wise, for sure, here in the Jacksonville area. We are down in St. Augustine today. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Good to be here. We've done this a couple of times, and good to be back down near World Golf Village in St. Augustine here on a Friday. And then I'll head off to some high school football a little bit later. Action Sports Jax Studios, well, that's busy too. Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz on a Friday. And, oh, baby, Aaron Rodgers, the big story right now, Austin Lane.
Absolutely.
What's your take? If you haven't seen this, and it's all just kind of developed in the last couple hours, of course, the story is with Aaron Rodgers that he is tested positive. He won't play this weekend. He said he was immunized back in August, but he wasn't vaccinated, and so some people calling him a liar about that. Now he went on Pat McAfee's show, which he does on a weekly basis. I believe it's a weekly basis, usually on Tuesdays, and he went back on there today, and he really had a long discussion on how everything went down. And typically with kind of the vaccinated versus non-vaccinated crowd, we got split decision on some of the thoughts of Aaron Rodgers. But that's kind of the story. And he said some things that really are buzzwords and buzz phrases that people are really picking up on social media. So what's your take overall, what he said? I don't know how much you saw of it. I've kind of looked at about 20 minutes of it.
I watched the whole interview. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Joe Rogan, shout out to Martin Luther King Jr., those are some of the big buzzwords. Listen, I don't want to get political with this whole thing. Where I raise an eyebrow and where I kind of question what's going on is more of the fact that the NFL supposedly knew about this the entire time. So if the NFL knew that Aaron Rodgers was kind of doing his own thing and didn't get vaccinated, then, and supposedly getting tested every single day, which I believe, but then why would the NFL still allow him to do interviews with no mask on? Why would the NFL allow him to go to parties and with no consequence? That's what I don't understand. Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is lying about that. I think he went through whatever the proper channels were with the NFL in terms of the protocol, and for whatever reason, he got a special exemption. Now, I'm not sure if everybody around the league knew that. I assume they didn't. But, that to me is what kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit in saying, oh, okay, So because it's Aaron Rodgers, he gets a special exemption. Because it's Aaron Rodgers, he can say he's taking this thing that Joe Rogan's taking, and it's all good. You don't have to be vaccinated as long as you don't come down with COVID. That, to me, was probably my biggest takeaway, set aside from all those buzzwords that he was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the Aaron Rodgers stuff is like, hey, if you believe what you believe, did he circumvent the system a little bit? Was he asked all the questions? Did everybody assume because he said immunized, he meant vaccinated? Like, I could see that if you were in that setting. He later said, hey, if they asked me a follow-up question, I would have told them a little bit more. But he didn't. He's a guy that doesn't feel like everything should be out there in front of everyone, but apparently communicated with the NFL. And, his explanation is getting ripped apart a little bit, and that's fine. Everybody's got their different views on it. We know how that is. Like you said, I'm not getting into that as much, but I think you bring up a good point. And the thing that gets me, like, I saw, like, we actually joked, like, over the weekend. I think it was this past Monday, where, didn't I say this on the show? Like, Aaron Rodgers, did he say, like, love you at the end of his interview?
Yeah.
Pam Oliver said, love you too, right? Wasn't that, like, just this past week? And that was like for lack of a better, this is not going to sound that good, but for lack of a better way to illustrate it, we have done over the last 2 years, myself included, I do the sidelines in the preseason, and we were 6 feet away, right? Like, we did those kind of interviews from an optic point of view. Did we have to do it, Matt? Probably not, because of what tier we were in, all that stuff. So we could have not done it that way, but we did it that way. Well, under the way that that interview took place, and countless others across the league, but countless with Aaron Rodgers too after big time games. I mean, they were nose to nose essentially. They weren't 6 feet apart. And so, did the NFL? And we talked about this earlier in the week. Why didn't that red flag the NFL? Why didn't that red flag the Green Bay Packers? If LaFleur and the Packers are going to say, hey, we were following all these guidelines and in the building and all this stuff, well, they weren't following the guidelines right there. I mean, that is fact. And then on top of it, the NFL, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers in a prime game on Fox, like the game of the week. Like, you saw it, NFL. Like, why didn't you say anything? And maybe they did. Maybe they were in the process of doing it. That part hasn't been made public. That possibility does exist. But I tend to agree with you here. This isn't all eyes on Aaron Rodgers right now. And some of it, maybe should be. But I think this does not make Green Bay or NFL or the NFL, the Shield, just be able to slip through the back door. I think they should be questioned about this too. So we'll see. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is certainly the bad guy in this situation. And really from a football standpoint, he won't play this week and he'll be back next Saturday. And most people believe that if he gets any kind of punishment, it'll be a fine. Not a suspension, I think, is what I've seen. I think Jay Glazer might have reported that. They're not looking into suspending him. Well, heck, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I might even be thinking about make sure you find the Green Bay Packers and make sure you find yourself the NFL.
Well, and this is the thing. And I don't know who I'm more upset with. Because Aaron Rodgers found a way to circumnavigate the rules. He said that, he was allergic to two, it would have been Pfizer and Moderna, and then with the Johnson & Johnson, they had the blood clotting issue, so then he couldn't get that one. So, like, he found a way to circumnavigate the rules. So, once again, just going off of what Aaron Rodgers said today, the NFL okayed that and said, okay, that's fine. Just do your own thing. Don't get COVID. Like, I'm not mad at Aaron Rodgers because essentially you could say that he lied or he misled the truth, if you will, and put others at risk because, he was getting tested every single day. So, like, I wasn't worried for Pam Oliver because, he was standing 3 feet away from her and she could have got sick. Like, I wasn't worried about that because Aaron Rodgers played in the game, which means that he tested negative. That's not my issue. My issue is having played in the NFL where it was black and white, when it was 10 years ago, it was black and white in terms of, well, if you got caught doing, using a street drug, yeah, you can go in and appeal it. They're going to laugh at you and you're going to sit. There were black and white rules. It wasn't, well, there's a special exemption here or there's a special exemption here. No, like those are the rules. Those are the protocols. And if you break them, then you suffer the consequences. Where my frustration lies is with the NFL who knew about this, who let stuff slide, and then all of a sudden now it gets brought to light because the guy tests, he tests positive for COVID-19, and now it's like, oh, he's a bad guy. No, to me, this falls directly on the NFL. The NFL was the conglomerate that gave them the right in the first place to say, yeah, you don't need to get vaccinated. You're okay. You're Aaron Rodgers. You don't have to follow the rules like everybody else is following. It's all good. I have an issue with the NFL more than I do with Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, and I think, listen, both could have some issue taken. And again, I think the Green Bay Packers are the ones that are supposed to police this. The NFL came out with a statement over the week that basically said, hey, the NFL can jump in on this. We're looking at everything. But the clubs are supposed to govern themselves on this. And so the Green Bay Packers, again, during media time and the times that we see him, we don't know what else took place. But can't we assume that if he wasn't wearing a mask and doing the protocols that they put in place, then he probably wasn't in the building all the time either. I mean, maybe he was at some times, maybe he wasn't at other times. So I think, again, you just said this thing gets so political. Like, I have a really hard time when this is all going on, absorbing it all, especially on social media, because I know what side of the aisle people are on, like certain people that I follow or I see tweet about it, and I'm like, just dismiss their point of view because I know what it's about. So I think you really got to dig in and find some of the facts out. Well, the problem is we really don't know all the facts of this case, and this is obviously a buzz thing going on right now with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Do you think even could this be a longer-term thing for Aaron Rodgers? I mean, we've seen a guy that basically flirted with the idea of not playing this year for the Green Bay Packers. He's had trouble with management over the summer and offseason. Now he comes back, and he's still pretty outspoken and kind of says it how it is. He knows he's got a ton of power in Green Bay in this situation. And now he's taken on the shield a little bit with some of his remarks and basically has said all the things about the NFL and their process and that it's not scientific-based. It's more just kind of public relations-based at some of the things they do with their protocols. Do you think he gets to a point? He seems like a guy of principle in a lot of ways, and that can be good and bad for some. That he might just say, hey, you know what, NFL, you go ahead, you find me, I ain't playing, or anything to that degree. I mean, do you think this could linger into, by the time we get to next Sunday, when he is eligible to play, Aaron Rodgers is not playing football for the Packers?
I mean, assuming that he tests, assuming that he's healthy?
Yeah, he clears the actual protocols. Yeah. He's due to come out of that, by the way, I think next Saturday. Yeah. I think he's due. So he would be eligible to play if everything goes according to plan next Sunday. So I guess my thing, this would be all on a personal level almost, Austin, be like, hey, you know what, screw you, NFL, I'm not playing. Or maybe the Green Bay Packers react in a funny way, and he's like, screw you, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
And this lasts a little bit longer than just his the protocol does.
To me, him and the Green Bay Packers are tied in this together. Now, if they want to rebel and all of a sudden have a different stance, then yeah, maybe he would rebel right back and say that, no, I'm not going to play anymore. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think, and I'm not sure how much Aaron Rodgers really cares about his legacy, but I think if you want to talk about legacy and all of a sudden, because you tested positive for COVID-19 and you circumnavigated the rules, now all of a sudden they're going to make the things probably a little harder on you, and you're going to be upset about that. Yeah, that would probably tarnish anybody's legacy, regardless of how much of a resume that you have. So I think regardless, I think Aaron Rodgers will go through the proper channels and finish this season up, and then who knows after that. But I have a hard time seeing him walk away and go on his own personal vendetta when his teammates, are counting on him, obviously, and the guys in the locker room are counting on him, and the team is doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, that would add to it, certainly. So, it's interesting you bring up a legacy play. I wasn't really thinking of that as much. See, I'm a big believer that I don't think these things tarnish a legacy. Like, how much has Deflategate tarnished the legacy of Tom Brady? Zero. Like, zero. Like, nobody even like I always say, on the list of accolades for Tom Brady, it's like you would have to get to the second run through the alphabet to find out about Deflategate. I know it's a different situation.
Deflategate wasn't political, though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But Tom Brady and the Patriots kind of were. Kind of I've been, I mean, between their relationships over the last presidency and things like that, I feel like Tom kind of was a little bit of that.
Let's look at it like this. How much was Colin Kaepernick's legacy affected?
Well, it was affected immensely because he never played again.
But was that political?
Highly political, yeah, and social and everything. But I just think the difference, Austin, is, first of all, Brady and Rodgers have done 50 times as much on the football field as Kaepernick, and that's what we remember. And the second part of that is they continued to play after the fact. I mean, unless Aaron Rodgers just hangs it up. But I would assume Rodgers is going to play for a few more years wherever he plays and probably get a few more accolades along the way. I just don't. Again, I mean, do we think of – I think when we had this conversation – or if we had this conversation back however many years ago, Deflategate existed or any of the Patriot problems existed, people would have been like, hey, yeah, this really tarnishes the legacy. And I'm just here to say, like, we're living in a moment where nobody thinks about that at all when Tom Brady – it's a punchline sometimes, but nobody holds that against Tom Brady. He's so good. Well, Rodgers is of that ilk, you know. Rodgers is so talented, so good, that I just don't see this being a legacy play on the career of Aaron Rodgers.
And I just see an example of Colin Kaepernick, who doesn't even hold a candle to Aaron Rodgers' resume, but obviously he went through what he went through. And it's still kind of a big topic today, what side you're on, because it was political. And then I see a guy like Aaron Rodgers who carries a lot of the politics with that as well, where you have two sides of people that feel a certain way about it and feel very passionate about it. And I think if you make Aaron Rodgers now the poster boy of getting vaccinated or not, I think that will linger. I think that is a bigger deal than, whether or not the footballs were deflated a lot or not, whatever the case may be. I think when you involve politics like this with the vaccine, which is a very hot topic issue, and you put Aaron Rodgers at the forefront of that, who has the resume that he has, yeah, I do think we talk about, tarnishing a legacy there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of think, in a way, Kaepernick kind of made it his legacy, too, in terms of when he would come back. Now, everybody else helped make it his legacy, but I think, if he would play again, what would the circumstances be of playing again? Could he go play somewhere else again? All those things. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much this does do, but you're right about this, the political aspect of it. Again, it's red and blue on Twitter today over the last couple of hours. What's interesting, I did think about this, Austin. What is Rogan from I've listened to a couple of the podcasts, but is Rogan like considered conservative, liberal?
I don't know. I think he's more independent, if I'm not mistaken. He's a guy that wants to get on both sides and kind of question the decisions of both sides. So I would probably put him independent. I mean, I really don't know. I'm not sure who he voted for the last election, but he comes across to me as independent. Okay.
If we were to break down the political spectrum here, and let's just say like Aaron Rodgers, like where would he fall? Would he be more on the, if we're guessing, like we have no idea what he votes. I'm just saying, like how would he be viewed? A liberal, conservative?
I mean, I think at this point you'd probably call him conservative because he hasn't been vaccinated.
Yeah. And so that's what I was saying. So the vaccination stuff falls on like the conservative, let's just say an anti-vaxxer or something, if somebody were to label him, would fall on a more conservative side of the spectrum.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, well, that's what's interesting to me is I just feel like over time I would not have thought, I have no idea who he hangs around with and who he's friendly with, all this stuff, but I wouldn't have viewed like Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers on the conservative spectrum, or even Rogan so much on the conservative spectrum. But this kind of falls into, and I'm looping McAfee in here for really no good reason, but it's just interesting to me that I would probably put them on the more like the liberal side of things, and yet they're falling on the conservative side of the issue.
No, for sure. Well, and that's the thing. Like with Rogan, I think he, in terms of conservative, liberal, I mean, he falls on the extremely liberal side on some things. I think with COVID and how the whole thing was handled and all the mandates and everything, he falls more on the conservative side. And maybe Aaron Rodgers is the same way. I think Aaron Rodgers, maybe he believes, as far as, when we're going through the whole racial injustice thing, like I think Rodgers was, super supportive with that and then the Green Bay Packers. But on just this issue, he's more conservative. And, that's part of being an American. That's your God-given right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know where Aaron Rodgers overall aligns politically, but just on this topic right now, he's very conservative. And, It's just that it is what it is.
And if you watch the interview, you can see there's a couple times where Pat McAfee has to stop himself from laughing, like when Rodgers cited that he consulted Joe Rogan. I cannot believe he didn't laugh. His face said laugh,
I saw that.
and then he somehow held it together. But so I think that's just something to play in. Like, you don't really know where Pat lies, but you know that some of the stuff he said he didn't necessarily agree with or thought it was funny.
I thought McAfee did a great job because, I think some of the things that Aaron Rodgers said, you could nitpick, you could critique, you could laugh at. But like McAfee was he was a listener, and that's all he was. He wasn't judging. He was just letting Aaron Rodgers tell his story. And I thought Pat McAfee did a pretty good job of doing that because I probably would have been laughing for some of it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting the way it started. He basically gave the platform, like, all right, buddy, we're bringing you on. We're giving you a chance. Like, I'm on your side of this thing. But then you're right, Casey. There are some things that he said that even he was like, what are you talking about? It's amazing how much, like, Rogan – I'm just the amazing part of some people. I don't know if I want to call it the power of some, but the voice of some for sure. And a guy like Rogan, who now he didn't even ask to be probably, but has himself front and center all over social media today. Man.
Yep.
I mean, it's really just amazing to me some of how that works. I mean, we have other people in our society like that, right? Elon Musk, he gets roped into some of these things and sways the economic part of some things. So it's pretty wild how it all unfolds. And if you're really political, I'm not. So it's just kind of an interesting watch from my view to see it. And the only thing that's bothered me over the last 6 years or however really the last couple of years, but even on topics of political nature, is if I see Clay Travis tweet about something, like, I know what he is. Like, I know how he votes. Like, if I see Mike Freeman say something, like, I know how they – I just dismiss what they say because I feel like it's coming from a political realm. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how they make their money. They feed off emotion and – they use politics to fuel that emotion. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
And so if you're really trying to get to the root of some of these things, sometimes kind of like I'm trying to do, I think that's why you make your own judgments. I guess you listen to it and you make your own judgments instead of follow with everybody else. All right, let's come back to Jacksonville because Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be available, and he can't be claimed until Monday. By the way. Should the Jags go put a claim in for Odell Beckham Jr. If he's still available? They're fourth in the waiver claim. This has been a hot topic today, and it's an interesting one. Not all fans want Odell Beckham Jr., but I have a hard time believing the Jags will want Odell Beckham Jr. Let's talk about it next. We're live at Willie Jew's Old School Barbecue down in St. Augustine. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 on a rainy Friday in Northeast Florida. Let's talk some Jags football and Odell Beckham Jr. when we come back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Breezy and cool today with rain increasing as temperatures reach the lower 60s. On and off rain will be heavy at times tonight right on through Saturday morning. We'll drop into the 50s tonight and only reach the upper 50s tomorrow as the rain slowly diminishes in the afternoon. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Boss, got some bad news in the Crooks R Us newsletter.
Uh-oh, what is it?
The headline reads, Safe Touch Security proven to be more dangerous to crooks than ever before.
Let me guess. Is it the guaranteed response? No, it's gotta be the two-way communicator, right?
Actually, it's the new integrated Safe Touch Security video cameras.
Ah, great. Safe Touch up in their game again.
Boss, now the homeowner gets notified on the Safe Touch app if someone even approaches their house.
It just doesn't seem fair.
Nowadays, getaway cars aren't even safe. Those Safe Touch systems catch everything.
Well, the good news is it doesn't change a thing. We still just stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. Remember that and everything will be fine. Now, for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tundras, and more. When you're ready to buy a new Toyota, you've got to get to Arlington Toyota. At Arlington Toyota, they've got 300 new Toyotas available, plus interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/November for full details.
Can health insurance be a doorway to a healthier life? To yoga classes? To nutrition classes? To nurses you don't need an appointment to see? Or even community specialists who give you access to helpful resources? It can. Our Florida Blue Centers offer all that and a whole lot more. All you have to do is walk through the door. What else can health insurance do? Find out at floridablue.com. Florida Blue, your local Blue Cross Blue Shield. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough. And the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. After you listen to us from 3 to 6 today, you can hear the Blitz Scoreboard Show with Brent Martineau and the Hall of Famer, Coach Kevin Sullivan, as they take you around the high school action in the area. That's from 9 to 10:25 on ESPN 690.
I've been telling you about Easy Garage Solutions, and it's awesome. For days like today, actually, you can hang out in your garage. You get the ping pong table out there, foosball table out there. Maybe you got a hitting net. You like to swing the golf club. You got one of those nets. You can do all that in your garage if you use Easy Garage Solutions. Go to EasyGarageSolutions.com. That's what we did. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology, and it creates space on your floor in your garage, so you can park your cars in the garage easier. Or you can utilize the space for any of the things I just mentioned. Monkey bar technology, get those bikes hanging on the wall, the lawn equipment hanging on the wall, the beach chairs, whatever else you want to hang. It'll hold a lot of weight. It will last a lifetime. And then you can put the boxes and bins and the storage stuff up above, like hanging from the ceiling. They have flooring and storage as well. Check them out, EasyGarageSolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
When I think about OBJ and what he brings to the table, the Patriots don't have a clear-cut number one receiver. They have a quarterback with a close to 70% completion percentage, and he's very accurate and understands how to read defenses. I think he'd be a great fit there. Then you look at the Ravens and OBJ being with Lamar. I know that they are a run-first football team, but a piece like OBJ on a offense that is that potent and powerful would be something very difficult for a defense to prepare for.
I have no idea who that was.
Rob Ninkovich.
Wow, you're going deep these days, man. You're really trying to fool us, and it's working.
Man, yeah, not in a million guesses.
Yeah, I do what I can, you know. I was looking for the OBJ should sign with the Jags sound, and I haven't found it yet.
They haven't found that yet. In fact, they're not even like on the odds list. Isn't that kind of weird? That the Jags wouldn't even be on. I mean, they're fourth on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about Odell Beckham in a moment. Brent Martin live at Willie Jew's Old School Barbecue down in St. Augustine. Great place. Got to try. They got a takeout window here. The wings are awesome on top of everything else. We've been here multiple times before. Good friends down here at Willie Jew's Old School Barbecue. Come on down. Try it out here in St. Augustine near World Golf Village. Austin Lane back in the Action Sports Shack studios. Austin, did you play for the Jags?
Did I play for the Jags?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How long did you play for the Jags?
3 years.
You were drafted by the Jags, right?
Yes. That's correct.
Okay. Well, Casey, follow along with me here. But
I'm trying.
Trying to keep up, Casey.
On Sunday, Jags alumni will be back at the bank.
Yeah.
And from 11:30 to 12 in the fan entertainment zone, Derek Brown, Paul Puzzlesny, Clint Ingram, Brian Ewu, TJ Slaughter, Zach Potter, Damon Shelton, Darren Studstill, Uche Waneri will be there. 11:45 to 12:15 at the Dreamfinders home location. Kyle Brady, Jimmy Smith, Paul Spicer, Pete Mitchell, Cecil Shorts, Marcus Stroud, Jeremy Mincy, Roy Miller III, Rob Meyer, Demetrius McCray. They will be there.
Yeah.
Where the hell's Austin Lane?
I have training. I couldn't make it.
Oh, you were asked?
Yeah. Scobie invited me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Where's Scobie on this list?
I don't know. Is Scobie not doing it?
I didn't see Scobie.
He was trying to get you to take his place.
Maybe I was trying to take Scobie's spot. Yeah, Scobie invited me, and like at the time I was gonna do it, but then once I signed up, with the fight and everything, it's kind of a round the clock thing. So unfortunately, I won't be able to make that one for alumni weekend.
I mean, come on, man. That would have been great. Good promotion for the fight. Good promotion. You could have worn an ESPN 690 shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I could have. Not going to do it, though.
Can't you get an early? I mean, it's like a half hour. Can't you, get a good workout in early?
Yeah, I mean, I could, Brent, but, I'm kind of a creature of habit, and that would mess up my schedule. And, I mean, listen, I would love to meet and greet with the fans and everything like that, but we're all set. Yeah. Do you want to take my spot?
No, I'll be doing the show.
Okay.
So that's a good list, by the way.
Not bad.
That's a good turnout.
Murder's Row right there.
Yeah, that's a good turnout. Cecil Short's going to be back. I wonder which guy gets you.
Then go ahead and put it on Twitter, man. Absolutely.
Oh, I thought I was defending you, and now all of a sudden I have to. I have to backtrack on my tweet.
Yeah, no, I definitely got the invite. I couldn't make it work with my schedule. So now you're making the Jaguars look bad. Good job, Brent. Corporate shell, Brent Martineau.
Yeah, I'm reaching back. I'm coming back.
Okay.
I'm saying, hey, he just couldn't do it. He got to ask. Golden opportunity. Golden opportunity.
Yeah.
By the way, hey, you know what? Hey, Casey, here's the thing.
Okay.
If he had gone out there anyway, he probably would have been wearing a shirt from like 95.1 instead of ESPN 690.
Oh, for sure.
That would have been tough, though.
For sure.
That would have been tough.
No, for sure.
Maybe we should do a half-C.
A half-C shirt? That'd be cool. Yeah,
that would
man.
be kind of cool.
Half purple, half black. I like that.
Yeah, I think we got to work on that.
Okay, see what we can do.
That would be good. All right, hey, seriously, if I know, like, everybody loves Puzzlesny.
Yes.
But Puzzlesny's around here a little bit. I'm trying to think of a guy that I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's coming back. I don't, with all due respect, I really like this guy, but I don't think like the fans will line up in droves. But I think it'll be cool to see him back. Is Zach Potter?
Sure,
he's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Ingram is interesting to me. He was a good player for a bit for the Jags. I really like Cecil, though. I would say probably of all the guys coming back that are going to be back in Jacksonville, some of these guys you'll see from time to time.
Yeah.
Again, because they're either here or they're in the region, or I've probably seen him. I haven't seen Cecil Shorts. I've talked to Cecil Shorts, but I haven't seen him in a while, and he's always such a good dude. And I thought he was a good player, man. I mean, he wasn't a great player, but I thought Cecil was a really good player, and overall just a really good guy. So I think on this list, again, I mean, Jimmy Smith, fans love to see Jimmy come back, but he's now come back a bit. It's cool that he's come back over the years. I don't feel like I've seen Cecil Shorts back in Jacksonville in quite some time.
No, I haven't seen that dude in forever, man. And listen, if I could swing it, I'd definitely go and see some of those guys because I haven't seen Potter in forever. I haven't seen Cecil Shorts in forever. And that's a really cool thing where it's amazing the types of bonds that you build in a locker room and the types of friendships that you have. But then, once you go to a new team or, once you choose to walk away from the game, I mean, you really do lose those bonds a lot. And it's insane how you can be so tight-knit for some sort, and then all of a sudden, you're not in the same locker room anymore, and those relationships kind of go away. So I'm all in favor of these types of weekends that kind of, help, reintroduce everybody again. Or maybe you meet some guy that you didn't even know because he wasn't in the locker room at the same time you were or something like that. So I think it's a great idea, and shout out to the Jaguars for doing it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned before Detroit, for as bad as they've been on the field, does a great job with their alumni stuff.
Yeah.
Dan Edwards is a longtime PR guy for the Jags. He's actually retiring at the end of the year. He's awesome, and he's doing a lot of this stuff. And you could tell the list is long probably because of Dan Edwards. When he asks, a lot of people will come out. And like you said, Josh Scobie was recruiting some people. I think Mike Hollis does a little bit with this too. So it's cool. I think it's great to see those guys come back and be a part of it. And now we get to ask them how they can all what's the best way to fix the Jags?
Yeah, for sure.
Is the best way to fix the
Sign
Jags?
some of those guys, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Is the best thing to do is sign Odell Beckham Jr. Should the Jaguars claim Odell Beckham Jr. if he's still available when they get the 4th selection on the waiver wire?
So, okay. Let's put all the cards on the table right now. Would Odell Beckham Jr. want to go to the Jaguars? I would say absolutely not.
Not a chance.
Would his agent want him to go to the Jaguars? I would say absolutely not.
No.
Would he make the Jaguars better? Yes. Would he probably be the go-to one receiver? Yes. Could he handle the culture right now and everything that's transpiring under Urban Meyer in that locker room? Would he be good or detrimental? Probably not the best. But when that's all said and done, if I'm the GM, yeah. I pull the trigger on him because what's the worst that's going to happen? You bring him in, he doesn't want to be there. All right, then you release him again. What are you worried about?
Yeah, Casey, what about you? Quick on this, what do you think?
Yeah, they should want him. If they have the option, they should have him. There's no reason to not.
Well, here's the thing. It's interesting you say it that way. See, I'm not sure the Jags should want him. Depending on the research they've done, what they know. Maybe they have some folks in Cleveland they know, and they have pre-relationships with Odell Beckham Jr. I think it's a little unfair to label him completely. We don't know him. We've seen it. We've lived it from far away on Odell Beckham Jr. But there was some stuff that came out, said he wasn't talking to anybody, and then all his teammates from Cleveland said, this isn't true, this isn't true, this isn't true. So I think we got to be a little careful to judge him. But do the Jags want him? I would say most teams lean, when the Jags situation, would lean to say no. We're trying to build a culture. We don't know what bringing him in at this time of the season will do to that culture. We don't want distractions for maybe our young quarterback or a young football team. We don't see him as a fit. We're 1-6. How much can he really help us out? And is it worth bringing him in for those other things? Well, then you say he should come in here. And is it much of a risk? And I kind of agree with you guys. Let's just say it gets down to $2 million or whatever his deal is going to be, because that's what they're working on, the money part. So it makes him more attractive to teams to pick him up, which is, by the way, I think kind of a nice gesture how this is all shaken out with Cleveland. But maybe they just want to get rid of it too. If it's super affordable, I kind of agree with you guys. Why wouldn't you at least try it? Bring him in for 2 weeks, and if it doesn't work, cut him.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, and it is very low risk. What's the downside of getting a number 1 caliber receiver, if he even is that anymore? I think it's fair to say he's not the guy he used to be, but maybe he's got something to prove, and he's healthier now and all this stuff. And Trevor Lawrence and him click. You know?
Well, yeah. And that's the biggest thing, because this season is no longer about making the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl. This season is building the confidence of Trevor Lawrence, keeping him safe, number one, most importantly, but also giving him the weapons to succeed and progressing his path as an NFL starting quarterback. Odell Beckham Jr. being on the team, being on the field, would make Trevor Lawrence a better quarterback than him not being on the field. Simple as that. So, yeah, I would definitely take a good, hard look at it. And I think, like we all agree upon here, if it doesn't work out, if he is truly a distraction and it's just a mess, then so be it. I mean, this team has been kind of baptized in distractions, it seems like, the entire season. So,
yeah.
Odell Beckham saying he doesn't want to come to Jacksonville, I mean, that's minor, I feel like, comparing to the things that have taken place so far this season. And guess what? They're nowhere even near where you want to be right now in terms of culture building. So if you're starting from the ground level, add Odell Beckham Jr. and see what happens.
This is not a football team right now that's trying to tank for a top 3 pick. Last year you could make that case, and I believe it was. But this is not a football team that cares about where they draft right now. They need to start winning football games. They need to get rid of this losing culture. And Urban Meyer said it Wednesday. He said it again today. He's like, I'm concerned about the Buffalo Bills. I'm trying to win this game. Like, whatever it takes to win this game. Well, if you say whatever it takes to win this game, how can you say Odell Beckham Jr. wouldn't maybe help you win a football game over the next couple of weeks? If that's really all you're trying to do, with all due respect to this great story that's Jamal Agnew, he's a corner that's now moved himself into the starting rotation, essentially, at wide receiver. Meanwhile, you got a guy that's had like 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons and at one time was considered one of the best guys in the league, and you can get him on the cheap at a very low risk. Okay, so there's another part of this. And the other part of this is how much is going on behind the scenes to detract the Lions, the Jags, the Texans, the whoever, from picking up Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know exactly how all that works. I tried to dig into it a little bit today. But it sounds like one person gave me an example. They could put some kind of guaranteed injury settlement in there for like next year or whatever it might be. That could, when they shake this all out with Cleveland, that would detract teams like the Jags from taking a chance on it, because now it doesn't only put them on the hook for the next couple weeks or even the year, but it could potentially put them on the hook for down the road. You see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
So somewhere if you work the contract out between agent and Cleveland to basically say, listen, we appreciate you getting us out of here, but we also don't want to end up in Detroit and Jacksonville and Houston. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, you can probably do some things in the contract that would detract the Houstons, the Jags, the the Lions of the world to really want to take this low risk on you, because now there's added risk in it. Okay. And I don't know exactly what all that is, but I was just told there are some things. And so the other side of it is how much I don't know this part now. How much goes on behind the scenes where it's like, hey, the agent of Odell Beckham Jr. is like, hey, Trent, or hey, Lions GM, don't put a claim in for us. We're not coming there. Like, he won't play. Like, so if you want to put a claim in and then we're going to do this dance with you and you want that out there in the public, that's fine. I'm just telling you, he doesn't want to play. No disrespect. He would just rather go somewhere right now that has a chance to win. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know how much of that goes in when really you don't have that much control, because the waiver wire says, hey, anybody can pick you up.
No, and like, to me, this was the Browns kind of giving him the middle finger, if you will, and saying, all right, well, you want to, bring your dad involved and make this big spectacle. Well, then we're going to make this contract a very team-friendly contract where maybe one of the bottom feeder teams will sign you, because it's the contract is really nothing in terms of money. Like, a team's going to have no problem clearing some room to sign Odell Beckham Jr. It's just a matter of fact of, do you want it or not? I think that was kind of like the departing gift of the Cleveland Browns in doing that.
Yeah, I agree with you from the outside looking in, but I'm telling you, a lot of organizations like to have the reputation of doing good business. And while there might be a little bit of a middle finger here where you'd like to in spite, and this guy's a pain in the butt, and blah, 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 whatever it is, how that ended, I think at the end of the day, good business will win out because organizations know better. They're going to have to deal with that agent down the road. 5 minutes of making you feel better might hurt you for the next 3 years. From other agents and how people talk and getting free agents in and all that stuff. So I think the Browns will be careful on that. I'm not saying they're going to bend over and be like, hey, whatever you want, and do whatever you want, bend over backwards for them. But I think I think this will be a little more friendly to Odell Beckham Jr. than probably what many of us think could be a spiteful departure.
Okay,
you know
but then do you not think that any team tried to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. when the Browns came out and said that the offer that they had, they just weren't what they're looking for?
I do think probably people called, but at the time, if you could just go back even, 72, 96 hours ago, I think the agent and Odell hadn't come to this part of it. Like, they were hopeful that he could get traded. And I think the Browns were like, no, we have a value on him. Like, if you're just going to give us a 7th-round pick, that's not good enough. We have a 5th round or a 4th round, then we'll give him away. Well, the teams didn't want to do that dance. And so then the next day he doesn't go to practice. He doesn't go to practice Thursday. The agent says, we're not playing for you. And all this kind of developed rather quickly in the last 48 hours. That's my view of it, at least.
Okay, so then okay. But holding him hostage, that's not good on the Browns organization. Right.
Well, I think the
because that's what they were doing before.
Well, I don't know if they're holding him hostage. They're saying we're willing to trade him. They might again. I have no idea. Or they might have had these conversations like, "Hey, we're willing to trade him, but we feel like if we're going to trade him, we want this in return." Yeah,
but he made it abundantly clear that he didn't want to be there. So
I don't think he made it abundantly clear though until Wednesday when he didn't show up for practice, and then the agent started saying, "Get us out of here."
So you don't think there's any conversations before that point?
There might have been, but not to this level at least.
So then all it took was a video from his dad and him getting thrown out of practice to say he's no longer here then?
Well, I don't think that's much different than the back injury that Jalen Ramsey had. I mean, I think once you want out, you're going to find a way out. And so once he couldn't get out during the trade deadline, there's no guarantees. You don't hold any cards. They're like, all right, well, we're going to force our way out of here now.
But don't the Browns look bad then if they had trade offers and they didn't trade for him at that time?
Okay, but we don't know I think it's two things. One, we don't know. Yeah, by the way, they do look bad that they're going to have to now flat out release him and have $7 million or whatever that they're going to eat. So they might, first of all, we don't know how many offers were out there, and we don't know what they were for. And so if they've said, hey, we're not going to trade him unless we get a 5th-round pick, well, maybe they thought he was going to play for him the rest of the year. And then they obviously now, 72 hours later, look like, oh, shoot, we should have taken the 6th-round pick or the 7th-round pick, Mm-hmm. I think things change in the matter of 48 hours. They might have read the room wrong, too, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know how spiteful they're going to be at the end of the day. I mean, they for this. They might, though. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we're just painting scenarios here of what it could be.
Got to claim them.
Yeah, I would like to see the Jags claim him. I just know the Jags so well, and this is not – I don't think they'll claim him. And whether that's because in the contract or behind closed doors meetings would make it look foolish to try to claim him and then he says no, or whether they just have no interest, I don't know that. But I'd be stunned if he ends up in Jacksonville.
So it's getting reported by a couple sources, like NBC Sports Edge Football is reporting that the Saints and Browns had a deal where the Browns – The Saints were going to have to restructure his contract, take on some of the money, and the Browns declined. I don't know. It's confusing. The Saints were ready to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. The Browns declined it because the Saints refused to take on some of his contract.
Okay. Let's take a quick look at that report, but we're going to go to break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, live from Willie's Jules Old School Barbecue here on a Friday.
Lowe's Provember event is back. In celebration of pros, we're offering special values on top tools to get any job done right. Head into Lowe's and check out the largest selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories. Right now, you can get a guaranteed tough DeWalt 20-volt max bare tool free when you buy a DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kit. Shop in-store or order online. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 1/5 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
5G is here,
But the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Whether you're a rock-solid hard athlete or a hardcore fan, in Little League, a pro, or a weekend warrior, Cora Physical Therapy is here to help you reach your goals. We're happy to announce that Cora is now open in Kingsland, on Boone and Haddock, and we're coming soon to Brunswick. With a total of 17 clinics in the Jacksonville region, there's sure to be one near your home or work. Call or come in today for a free screening. No physician's referral needed. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer. I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Lowe's Provember event is back, and we're thanking pros like you all month long with buy one, get one free deals on select DeWalt power tools and top values like a Spider 2-pack of 4.5-inch diamond cutoff wheels for $14.98. Join us for Provember, going on now through November 24th. Shop in-store or at Lowe's.com/Provember. Lowe's, the new home for pros. While supplies last, U.S. only, valid 10/28 through 11/24.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Dolphins hung in there pretty tight with them. There's no secret this thing has been built the right way. They've done an excellent job. I think we talked about that earlier in the week. All 3 levels of offense and defense are very well put together. Maybe the most complete team I've seen on film so far.
That is Urban Meyer, and I think he's right. I mean, this Buffalo team is really good. Hey, just got a cancellation in. Bowles has been canceled against Mainland tonight. Bowles really would love to have played that game, I think, because they've lost 2 games in a row. I mean, not many times over the years Bowles has lost a couple of games in a row in the regular season, I don't think. I don't remember many. So they've lost a couple in a row, and now this one canceled. Their schedule has really been jockeyed around as of late. Providence canceled at Bell. Looking for some others that are coming in. We'll see what else. We're going to talk more high school football around 5:30. I'll get on my soapbox a little bit about these canceled games for some, but we'll talk more about it here in a little bit. All right, Casey, we got this is just a quick one here. Just a quick how do you do, and a reminder that we are at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. We went a little bit long on the Odell Beckham front. We'll talk more about Odell Beckham Jr. I thought somebody brought up an interesting point on social media about it. Would you sign him? Deshaun Jackson, would you sign him? Heck, if you sign both those guys, how much better would it make the Jags right away for Trevor Lawrence? Pretty interesting concept at the very least. We'll talk a little hoops when we come back, too. New coach at Jacksonville University. He'll join us on ESPN 690. It's on the way live in St. Augustine here on a rainy Friday. It's Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
If you have an unpaid tax debt to the IRS that you can't pay, please hear this special notice. Specially approved IRS relief programs designed to aid delinquent taxpayers are now in effect that can significantly improve your financial situation. Depending on your circumstances, you may qualify to have your tax problem resolved in your favor and may even have your back taxes reduced by thousands or eliminated entirely. A relief hotline has been established by Community Tax for you to call and see if you qualify at 800-664-0353. If you owe the IRS back taxes that you can't afford to pay, don't let the IRS trick you into thinking you have no way out. Our highly accredited tax professionals will let you know what you qualify for and how much you can save. We may be able to stop all liens, garnishments, levies, and save you thousands. Call and see if you qualify for this taxpayer relief at 800-664-0353. 800-664-0353. 800-664-0353. Community Tax. Who's your tax guy?
When you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE, have you tried those little blue pills? Have they let you down? Have they left you more frustrated? The answer isn't more blue pills with awful side effects. The answer is a private consultation with a specialist in men's health at Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If you're not the man you used to be in the bedroom and Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications. There's no pain and no surgery. Even men who have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And it's affordable.
Men, if you want to last longer in the bedroom without little blue pills, schedule a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The Big Hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. This is a legit product. The key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves? Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance. Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix. No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text STREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenix samples are not available in stores, so text STREAK to 321-321 right now. Text STREAK to 321-321. That's STREAK to 321-321.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Aaron Rodgers talked today but didn't give many details on his approach to COVID-19 prevention. Rodgers appeared on the Pat McAfee show and said he started a long-term immunization protocol that he thought was best for him. He's out against the Chiefs after testing positive. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Browns are trying to convert Odell Beckham Jr.'s base salary into a signing bonus to save cap money. Beckham would then be released by the team, which could happen in the next few days. Where could he land next? ESPN's Rob Ninkovich.
The Patriots don't have a clear-cut #1 receiver. They have a quarterback with a close to 70% completion percentage, and he's very accurate and understands how to read defenses. So I think he'd be a great fit there. Then you look at the Ravens and OBJ being with Lamar.
Rob Ninkovich on Greeny. Dolphins wideout Devontae Parker is doubtful to play Sunday against the Texans. Parker re-aggravated his hamstring injury during Thursday's practice.
Sign up with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Hey, welcome back. Brent Martineau down here at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue in St. Augustine on location once again. We love taking the show on the road. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Austin Lane in the Action Sports Jacks studios. Former Jags player, current MMA fighter. Got a fight coming up November 21st, man. How is training going?
Fantastic. Staying healthy. Mind is right. Body is right. Now it's just about another week of pushing hard, and then we'll start to taper off a little bit and get ready for the 21st.
Oh, man, when I swam, there was nothing better than that word taper, baby.
Oh, yeah,
I loved it.
Yep.
I loved it.
Eat some more carbs and everything. Yeah, it's just a lot of good stuff happening there. Do not taper.
That's a big fight coming up. Now, again, we were talking about this a little earlier today. UFC Fight Pass, right? On Sunday the 21st. That's
Correct.
what it will be on.
Yeah.
We might be trying to put together a little thing.
Okay.
I don't want to make you extra nervous, but a little thing
Too late.
after the Jags game.
I'm kidding.
Because too late. Because you'll probably be fighting. Like the card starts somewhere late afternoon. The Jags play that day, but you might not fight until like the evening time, 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
right?
see, it all depends when I'm the main event of the card, so I'll be fighting last. But it all depends how many fighters will be fighting before me, and they haven't announced like the card in totality yet. So we're still waiting to see how many fighters fight before me. Once that gets announced, they can kind of have a better idea of what time I'll be fighting at.
Yeah, I'm not fighting, but I do consider myself the main event most of the time.
There it is, man. Main event Martineau, as they call him back home.
Hey, let's bring in Jordan Mincy, new head men's basketball coach at Jacksonville University. First time we've got a chance to talk to Coach Mincy. Hey, Coach, welcome to town. I know you've been here a bit, but thanks for taking some time here on a Friday.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, how is it going over there at JU over in Arlington? First, give us an update on that practice facility. Is it coming along?
You know what? It's coming along nicely. Probably about a month away from officially being open. But I know our guys, especially our staff, we're looking forward to it. It's been huge just as far as our guys building excitement and getting our guys ready to have, the extra court and a couple extra baskets to be able to work on. So we're really excited about it.
Here's what you're not a couple or maybe a month away or a little bit longer away from is opening night. Trinity Baptist comes to Swisher Gymnasium on Tuesday. I tell you, Coach, we get so wrapped up in football season, but we're not even halfway through, and you guys are rolling out the ball on November 9th, Tuesday at home, and then you get North Carolina A&T on Saturday, so 2 games next week at home. I know you really won't know the answer to this question until you play that night, but do you feel like your team's progressing and getting ready to roll?
You know what? I feel like we've gotten better each day we've been here, starting in the summertime, and so we're excited about opening night coming on the 9th, and then having a great opponent coming here that we got a great amount of respect for on the 13th in North Carolina A&T as well. And so next week it'll be very telling for our guys. Like to see all the hard work that they put in. Hopefully it ends with success and a couple W's next week. But at the same time, we're really excited to get it going.
Coach, I was speaking of hard work. I was watching some of the videos that the JU men's basketball team kind of put out of you guys training and preparing for the season. Being a new head coach, it's all about instilling your philosophies, your beliefs, and establishing the culture. What kind of things have you brought to this JU team your first year here?
One of the things that we talk about all the time is just toughness. And a lot of times people, when you use the word toughness, they'll say physical toughness, but more so mental toughness on our end. Just getting these guys to, necessarily know that, you're building habits every day. And a lot of those habits are either winning habits or losing habits. And so just trying to teach, like I said, small habits that will carry over and hopefully carry over to success. But I think when our fans see us and, people in the Jacksonville area get the opportunity to come out and watch us play, they'll be proud of the level of toughness and grit that our guys play with day in and day out.
Jordan Mincy, men's basketball coach at Jacksonville University, joins us here, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. How do you – obviously you go all over the place to get talent. There are no, real restrictions. How's the talent here in the state of Florida, in Jacksonville? This is a big-time area for football. I live kind of in the baseball world a little bit. It's a big-time area for baseball. I've been here for 14 years. Basketball, we've had some incredible talent, from Grayson Allen to others. But I don't know if it's as littered as it might be in, like, football and some of the other sports. How much can you recruit here at home and also just, within the state lines?
We definitely try to recruit on a national level. I think if you look at our roster, we have guys from all over the country, especially in our newer class. But at the same time, we definitely try to take care of home base first, and that's the state of Florida. But also in the city of Jacksonville, we're able to bring home some local talent. One of the guys now on our current roster, Giassi Powell, he's a Jacksonville native. And then we've also been very successful, in short term, just recruiting locals. And we have, a young man coming in our next class as well. I can't really just mention and talk about his name due to the NCAA rules. But at the same time, we've been very successful recruiting locally. And, in the state of Florida, it's a place where people, they're not necessarily born here, but they'll travel here or they'll come to live here. And so you have talent from all over the country that resides in Florida. And so it's a hotbed for not only football, but for basketball recruiting as well.
Coach, I always found, being in football locker rooms, whether it was at the professional level or the college level, I found that, sometimes coaches that played the game, they would want to call on past experiences, but they kind of had to walk that line because the game has, evolved so much in the span of, a few decades. From your standpoint, I mean, you're a guy who has a wealth of playing experience at the highest level of collegiate basketball. Do you call on that all the time to give an example to your guys? Do you ever go back there? How does that work for your coaching philosophies?
You know what? A lot of times, especially, those first 2 weeks on the job, those first, 2 or 3 weeks, guys are a lot of times are looking at you and questioning if you necessarily know what you're doing. You're a new head coach. They're used to a certain system, a certain style of play, a certain, off-season regimen. And so you're basically just drawing on your past experiences, but at the same time, you're able to, have reference points. I can pick up the phone and call a guy like Trey Mann, who had the opportunity to coach at Florida, and say, hey, look, what did I tell you when you were a freshman and a sophomore at Florida, and how did it benefit you? And so being able to just have those reference points, pick up the phone and call guys that I've coached throughout, different levels, but also pick other coaches, their mind and how they approach their different teams throughout the country has been very beneficial for our guys and allow for me to have buy-in with our new guys and our returning guys at the same time.
Jordan Mincy with us here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Head coach at Jacksonville University as they get going on Tuesday night. Go check out the Dolphins at Swisher Gymnasium. And then on Saturday, and by the way, Saturday, I believe Ben Smith, his number, his jersey will be retired. Really one of the greats in JU history. When I first got to town, Ben Smith was firing it up from three-point land, winning an NIT game over Arizona State. He was really fun to watch. So they'll celebrate Ben Smith coming up next Saturday during that game, halftime of that game, I believe it is. Coach, you've had player next to your name. You've had grad assistant next to your name. You've had assistant at stops like Kent State, Charleston, Toledo, Louisiana Tech, and obviously Florida, which you just mentioned. But for the first time, it's head coach. What's been the adjustment for you? What's like the thing that you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't know I had to do this too? that maybe everybody else used to take care of.
You know what? When you're an assistant coach, you're so focused on your craft, and it's a lot of hand-on assignments that you have, day to day, in your work schedule. And so when you become a head coach, a lot of those responsibilities, whether it's trying to recruit an entire roster, or you're trying to navigate necessarily your practice plan and what you want your guards to go through, or your bigs. And the problem, like I told our assistant coaches, is when you're assistant, you go from recruiting, for example, 5 guys. You have 5 guys on your list. Okay, well, as a head coach, I now have 3 assistants. So now I go from recruiting 5 guys to 15. And so with that being said, I don't have the adequate amount of time to put in to get to know everybody like I need to. So now I have to delegate that responsibility to you guys, and I have to entrust in you guys. And, it was hard at first. Some of those times, I'm still trying to adjust to it, but as a head coach, you just have so much more on your plate. But I have a great staff. I trust them with my life. And so being able to delegate some of those responsibilities has helped me a lot.
That's a great viewpoint of that, too. Absolutely. I think that's a big-time adjustment when you're used to doing a lot of the things on your own, or want to do even more than maybe time allows you to do. The transfer portal is a big thing right now in all of college athletics. But I was thinking about you today when I knew we were going to have you on. I was like, I wonder if the transfer portal, which people have varying opinions on, and I get it. We could talk for 3 hours about it, maybe more. But for you, though, as a new coach coming in, where maybe you lose some guys that were here a year ago from graduation, or because there's a change in coaching staff, or and instead of having to rely on just freshmen coming in or a late recruiting class, how much seriously has the portal helped somebody that's going to a new job maybe grab some folks that have some experience, and you don't have to weather some of the storm that you might if you were just going to grab high school seniors each and every year?
Absolutely. And so, it's a mixed field, especially for us. We were able, it was a blessing to be able to fill some of those empty roster spots with guys who, like you mentioned, have that level of experience, necessarily playing at the, Division I level. But yet, at the same time, the difficulty comes with that is, first, you're trying to build chemistry. A bunch of new guys who haven't necessarily played, for a new head coach, but also in a new system, and build a certain level of chemistry between, each guy. But then at the same time, why are those guys in the transfer portal? Was it because they weren't necessarily a good fit at their previous, institution? And why wasn't it a good fit? Was it because the coaching staff didn't necessarily think, or was it the player's attitude? And so trying to, necessarily navigate that during the recruiting process, we try to do our best job possible. But like I said, it's been very beneficial to have guys with a certain level of talent and a certain level of experience be able to be in practice and kind of help us get that older feel from day one. But, yeah, at the same time, we do know we're going to have, bumps in the road just trying to get these guys to continuously mesh and play together. And so, like I said, we anticipate, a couple bumps early, but later on in the season, we expect to be extremely dangerous. So.
All right, we'll look forward to that. JU Dolphins open up Tuesday night against Trinity Baptist. Now the schedule, they'll hit the road a little bit for UCF and Minnesota a little bit later on. They got Georgia on the schedule, Southern Miss on the schedule, Pitt on the schedule. So it's a nice schedule. I say nice. I'm not sure Coach says nice. But for the JU Dolphins. And look forward to watching you Tuesday night. Coach, good luck. We appreciate you jumping in for a few minutes. Have a great weekend.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, that's Jordan Mincy, the new head basketball coach of the JU Dolphins. Austin, like we're living in this world right now with the kids in high school and they play sports. And listen, my kids are not like these highly recruited kids, but I think they might have a chance to play at the next level if they find the right fit and all that stuff. And there are walk-on opportunities.
Sure.
It's really interesting to talk to coaches. I could have kept coach forever, but I've never been more interested, and I think a lot of this is selfish just because my kids are now in high school. But the portal is fascinating. Like, I was having a conversation with someone the other night, and the reality of the situation is I think the portal has a lot of good because I think student athletes, more often or not, are put in tough situations to say at 14, 15, even 16 years old, I think I want to go here. And then the coaches change. And then those coaches keep going to get another guy that's better than that person they committed a year prior. And so it's just a hard read for kids. So it gives them at least the power to say, hey, I made the wrong decision, or these guys screwed me. I mean, they promised me this and they're not delivering. So there's a lot of reasons I like the portal. But the root of this conversation about it is this person said to me, like, hey, there are some people that believe in the coaching profession in all different sports that they may never recruit a high school kid again.
Yeah.
Like at least in the near future. I mean, sooner or later that cycle would run out if that's all you did.
Yes.
But there are some programs, and you hardly blame them to a degree. Like, would you rather have the 18-year-old skinny 165, 85-pound kid that's raw and does, or this guy that's now developed into a man, played 2 years in your same conference, and he's got a couple years of eligibility left, and he's hit the weight room for a couple years at the collegiate level, and he knows the game, and he's a similar skill set, right?
Talk about the LA Rams philosophy?
A little bit. It's a great – actually, that's a really good example of it. Now, what Coach Mincy just said, and I think a lot of people would say, well, first of all, in the guts of a coach, and especially one at the collegiate level, it's about building your program, right?
Yeah.
And about getting your guys in there that you saw, you recruited, and developing them. There's something about it from a coach's perspective that's why they got into this thing.
Sure.
To develop talent and watch that flower blossom, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I think at the root of it, there's a lot of coaches that still want to do it that way. And it is a risky thing going to get, like Mincy just said, going to get transfer portal guys. Why are they there? How did it all happen? Do you know everything about their situation? But I think we're in a weird time that, first of all, high school kids right now, and again, this is not relative to my kids. I don't think they fit the age or the recruiting need right now. But the high school kids right now are caught in a COVID world. But they're also caught in a transfer portal world where there just might not be as many opportunities for them out there at a lot of these schools, or at least some that choose that philosophy.
No, for sure. That's the cool thing about basketball, though, is that you can be successful with either thing. Where if you want to bring these guys in, maybe they're 2 or 3 star athletes, but you build them through the program for 3 or 4 years, and you can have success. And then you can take, the Calipari approach where it's just like you bring the best talent in the country. They're there for a year or 2 years, whatever the case may be, however long the NBA allows you to go to college before you can go make some money. And then you're okay that way as well. And then the same thing can apply for the transfer portal. So that to me is kind of like the cool thing about collegiate basketball. It's almost like the ultimate equalizer, because I'm reminded of, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago when Wisconsin played Duke in the finals. I mean, you had Wisconsin, who literally just had a bunch of really no-namers out of high school, but you developed them, you built the culture, and they had a great team. And they're playing against the Duke team, who, a lot of those guys after 1 or 2 years are going to the NBA. So it's why I love college basketball. It's why I love watching the tournament, because the rosters that are constructed are made up of so different, backgrounds and star statuses, if you will, that anybody has a chance to win it. In college football, it's a little different, where if you're the Alabamas, if you're the Georgias, you get those top recruiting classes year in and year out, you're probably going to go to the college football playoffs and make some noise.
Yeah, and I don't like to speak in absolutes very often, but I will say this. I do think right now, and you'd have to debate me pretty hard on it, I think it's the most difficult time ever for a high school kid to be recruited, like in the history of recruitment. I think it's the most difficult time. 1, because of COVID. 2, because of the transfer portal. 3, because there are more good players than ever before. Bigger, faster, stronger, right? And the nature of, especially in the big-time sports and even some of the smaller sports, winning. And so you're going to go get those kids earlier and earlier, and therefore you're going to miss on them. I retweeted something the other day. 78% of baseball players that are committed before their sophomore year either get their scholarship rescinded or after a 1-year transfer.
What was the percentage
Think about
of
that
again?
number.
Can you say it again?
78%.
Wow.
78%, man. 4 out of 5. Like, that is a broken system, you know? Like, that's not right. It shouldn't work that way. So, and I don't know what some of the other numbers are, everywhere else. So it's a danger zone, absolutely, for sure, for a lot of those kids. Hey, and it's one of the reasons it's so hard to get recruited that we have committed to the uncommitted. And we'll have that segment tonight again, presented by Baker Sports. We do it on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. And it's really been a fun segment. We get a chance to, in this essence, football players. But we might carry this on because I think there's a lot going on with this that we can at least push these kids' names out that have been under-recruited. And that's a lot in every sport. It's not just football or basketball. So it's been fun to learn about these kids and see what these kids are doing each Friday night. And some of them now, by the way, are getting offers, and I don't say we take responsibility for that. I think it might have happened anyway, but it's still fun to highlight the kids. And so if you have any nominees for committed to the uncommitted, maybe football or any sport as we move forward, make sure you look me up and send them our way. All right, we got our picks coming up next. We're at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue here on a Friday Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. And a little more Odell Beckham Jr. talk. Get some good responses on Twitter. I want to address a few things. That is on the way as well. Picks up next here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Breezy and cool today with rain increasing as temperatures reach the lower 60s. On and off rain will be heavy at times tonight right on through Saturday morning. We'll drop into the 50s tonight and only reach the upper 50s tomorrow as the rain slowly diminishes in the afternoon. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
As the holiday season approaches, I'm sure you've heard people talking about supply shortages, right? Like, do your shopping now, stuff's going to run out. That means you are more likely to be a crime victim. And now SafeTouch systems are going to be more important than ever because a SafeTouch security system is not your ordinary alarm. They've got advanced technologies to keep your home and your family safe inside and out. With their integrated cameras, it's basically impossible for someone to step onto your property without SafeTouch knowing about it and queuing those cameras. Driveway burglaries for SafeTouch customers are quickly becoming a thing of the past. You get those video clips sent right to you with instant text notification. It's amazing. And the SafeTouch Crash and Smash technology provides a halo of detection around your home. SafeTouch Security's been doing what others can't for over 36 years. Call SafeTouch right now. They'll even give you free equipment and installation with your monitoring agreement. You can choose the package that's right for you with their licensed and bonded security consultants. So call SafeTouch 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. Offer for non-SafeTouch customers not under contract. Terms and conditions apply. EF 0000233.
Temperatures keep climbing and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Florida's Department of Elder Affairs, through the state's area agencies on aging, is bringing COVID-19 vaccinations to homebound seniors. Individuals seeking vaccinations for themselves or for a loved one at home may call 1-800-96-ELDER to get assistance in receiving a shot where they live. The state of Florida and the Department of Elder Affairs is committed to making sure that every senior who wants a shot receives a shot. This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got some squeaky wipers? Sounds like it's time for a new set. We've got deals to help you get the job done and get ready for rainy fall weather. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Rain-X Silicone Advantage wipers. And we've even got more ways to shop, like our free same-day store pickup and next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Basket Brigade, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, knows that any act of kindness makes a difference for many. Make your donation so that families in our community receive grocery gift cards to make their purchases. To donate, visit ESPN690.com. Thank you for donating to make a difference.
I was excited. I was a lot of smiles. Definitely pumped up about it. Add him to the mix. What he can bring, the type of player he is going to help us. Huge, so I'm definitely excited to have him with us.
I was half listening. Austin, you got any guesses?
I can tell you it's from a game we are about to pick. That is not the Jags and Bills.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to check the notes there.
So right now, what games are we picking?
Casey, play it one more time, please.
I was excited. I was a lot of smiles. Definitely pumped up about it. Add him to the mix. What he can bring, the type of player he is going to help us.
Jalen Ramsey.
Huge. So, I'm definitely excited to have him with us.
That's not Ramsey.
But you're so close.
They're talking about Von Miller. It's Aaron Donald then.
You better believe it.
Von Miller. Yeah. At least I'm in the ballpark.
Come on,
Brent's in no man's land.
Ramsey calls me every week. I know his voice.
Sure, but yet he blocks you on Twitter. Gotcha.
He has not blocked me on Twitter. I'm unblocked. I don't even follow Jalen Ramsey. You guys have this all wrong. It wasn't like a thing against Brent.
Now, is Jalen Ramsey, is he rent-free in your head, or do you actually charge him something to live?
I love Jalen.
Okay.
Okay. He is not rent-free. Now, you can make the case at one point I was rent-free in his head because he had to block me.
Yeah. Could be.
Which, I can do that to people. Just ask Casey after that Jets game last night.
Ouch.
Dude, I picked first, all right?
Yeah, which, by the way, was about as idiotic as I've ever seen in all our
Wow.
picks. I mean, who in their right mind, if you got the first pick, you could take the Colts outright or pick the Jets plus 10, would pick the Jets plus 10.
Because they win that game if Mike White plays the whole game, by the way.
Yeah, I picked the Eagles when they were playing the Buccaneers, and I took the Eagles with the points. I had the first pick.
Yeah, and you got garbage time Jalen Hurts and a 2-point conversion and a guy that kneeled on it at the 6-yard line.
Top 5 fantasy
win.
Jalen Hurts, by the way, too.
Mike White stays in, they win.
Top 5 fantasy Jalen Hurts.
Mike White stays in, they win.
What was the score when he left?
The offensive line of the Colts pushed the Jets like 12 yards down the field on like 5 different
Cool.
occasions.
How was that Colts defense looking for you?
In garbage time. Listen, there
I'm
was
sorry.
more garbage time in that game than in Blake Bortles' entire career.
Hey, I remember
Josh Johnson, 317 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Hey, who's Josh Johnson, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brent got after him a bit.
I said, I seriously still think this way.
Oh, was Brent talking smack? You talked smack about him? He had a good game.
Yeah, he did.
Of course. Yeah, you guys live at the
he said.
2020 hindsight world. Brandon Ponsel, come in here and rescue me a little bit. JacksCoastalHomes.com. So what I tweeted was when Josh Johnson got in the game, okay? Not before
so you're like
he
live
picked up-
tweeting. I got you.
I was live tweeting. And
Okay.
so what I tweeted is, and I'm sincere about this, like I don't get this. Blake Bortles played 5 years in the NFL. Right, he went to the AFC Championship game. He had some good moments. He had a lot of bad moments. He hasn't hooked on with a team, out a little bit with the LA, and now he's back with the Packers. But Josh Johnson's been in the league for 7, 8 years, and he's played 4 games.
Okay.
I don't understand why you would have that guy as your third quarterback for probably the same price, right, from a veteran minimum standpoint, as Blake Bortles, who's played in a ton of games. So, when Josh Johnson goes out there, the first couple of series, it looked like he had never played football before.
Yeah,
and then he got comfortable, and then they were up by 40, and so then he actually played pretty well for him. But I don't understand the thinking there. Why would you have Josh Johnson and not a guy like Bortles who's played? I'm not saying Bortles is going to bring you to the Super Bowl if he goes in, but wouldn't you rather have a guy that's played football?
I mean, I would say it's the same reason why Sam Ehlinger right now is the backup quarterback of Indianapolis, because they have packages with him.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I just don't think they ever plan on playing Josh Johnson. And the same would be said, you wouldn't have to plan on playing Blake Bortles.
No, for sure. But I
if
think
you did need to get in there, if I'm Robert Saleh, I feel better about a guy who took a team to an AFC Championship game, I think.
No, I hear you, but I don't think you ever bank on your third string quarterback playing in a meaningful NFL game. I think in that standpoint, it's okay, well, if we have a package that's maybe a little more of a run-oriented package, something like that, like we saw with Sam Ehlinger last night. Well, then maybe that's why Joe Johnson, Jack Johnson, whatever the guy's name is, was the backup quarterback. Sorry, Casey.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Brandon Ponsel, sorry to keep you waiting, man. I was just going crazy there for a second. Hope you're doing well.
Doing good. Yeah, I think anybody who hasn't had live game action in several years is going to look like a deer with headlights. So I don't know. Bortles got in there, he would look much better.
Yeah, and again, to Josh Johnson's credit, he played pretty well. Now, it looked like he was going against a practice because they were up by so much.
What a hater, huh?
I know.
Seriously, guys, are we really going to put some stock into Josh Johnson?
You going to put stock into Mike White?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I did.
Casey did.
I thought they went outright if Mike White doesn't get hurt. I don't know what else I can tell you, but that's just the truth.
I mean, the Colts could have scored 60 points in that game if they wanted to.
And they didn't.
60. All right. Good thing we didn't have to bet on that game, Brandon Ponsel. Casey, how are we doing on our picks?
Horrible, and some would say incredibly bad, mostly if you're Brent Martineau. Although, I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm starting to run away with it. So last week, everybody that was not named Casey Kurtz only got 2 right. If you are named Casey Kurtz, you got 4 right.
Heck yeah, man. Congratulations.
So, yeah, it's a lot to a little in that situation. So all I know is you guys need to get some right, and I need to get some wrong. I don't know which of those will happen first. But we'll start with Brent, and we'll start in college football, and we'll start with a undefeated team who is getting points for some reason. Wake Forest plus 2.5 at North Carolina minus 2.5. Brent?
I will take North Carolina.
So this is why you're losing.
Any reason,
Says the
Brent?
guy who picked plus 10 Jets. Because Wake Forest is going, they're not, this is it. This is not it, like they're going to lose the next few games, but they're capable of losing, okay? And they've had a nice run so far, a very nice year. That guy does a great job coaching them up, by the way. And I just think North Carolina's going to get them.
Yeah, I'm next, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go. I'm taking North Carolina as well, Casey.
That's fine.
That's what? No comment, Casey?
I mean, I made the okay. Then that's why you're losing. I don't know.
Yep. Sure. Yeah. Horrible
hey,
record this year for me.
Brandon,
you're not
Brandon,
wrong.
he's willing to say things to people that are not 6'6", 245 pounds and fight for a living.
And we'll see.
What's the total on this game? It's got to be in the 80s. Jeez, it's going to be a shootout, but I think I'm with you in Austin. I think Sam Howell's going to try to salvage this rough season with a big win. And, teams like Wake Forest don't run the table, so they're going to drop one somewhere, and this looks like a good spot.
Casey.
Yeah, I'm picking Wake Forest. It's obvious, and you're picking a team that lost to Florida State. So congratulations on that front, guys.
And Miami.
Yeah, and that just makes it worse. So, yeah, give me Wake, even if they were minus 2.5. But they're plus 2.5, so that's even better. Austin, Oregon, minus 7 at Washington, plus 7.
Oh, man.
I will make fun of you if you do something dumb, and I'll make sure Brent hears it. So go ahead.
Okay, well, all I'm going to say is Oregon has failed to cover their last 9 games. It's not going to be this game either. Give me Washington.
I don't hate it. Sorry.
I'm going to take Oregon and future Jag Thibodeau with 6 sacks in this game. Go ahead, Brendan Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com.
A stat check on Austin because Oregon surely covered at the shoe because I know I had Ohio State money line in that one. So give me the
I'm sorry. Sorry, Oregon has failed to cover its last 9 games as a favorite. My bad, Brandon.
There you go. Gotcha, buddy.
Yeah.
Give me Oregon, though. They got a little more to play for. They're pretty explosive. So Washington hasn't impressed me much.
Yeah, I'll take Oregon as well. Just makes sense. Yeah, pump your fist all you want. It's still a loss if it's a loss.
Game picker-upper. Let's go.
Let's go, Brandon. We'll start with you. NC State, minus 2.5 at Tallahassee, and Florida State, plus 2.5.
I'm going to go with the Noles. I don't know why I'm going with the Noles, but I'm going to take the Noles. Going to take the Noles.
All right.
Hey, next week, if the Noles win, can you play that as a rejoin?
Yeah, I will.
that was classic. I kind of wish I said it myself, but I'm going to go NC State here. I think Florida State can win this game too, but I'm going to go NC State. I can't go out on a limb too much where I'm sitting in my position.
I got to go. Man, do I take the –
Uh-oh.
Man, because the NC State defense, Casey, you talked about it. It scares
One
me.
rushing touchdown.
Yeah, it scares me a little bit.
0.1 on average.
What's the line on this one?
2.5.
Yeah, give me NC State. Sorry.
All right, that was exciting.
Didn't have the guts to do it.
Yeah, I will take NC State as well for obvious reasons. Let's go to the NFL, Brent. Titans plus 7, Derrick Henry-less. They do have Adrian Peterson, so that's cool. And then they will be at the Rams, who will have Von Miller. They are minus 7.
I will go with I think the Titans are going to play better than people think in this game. Kind of gritty effort. 7's a lot. I'll go Titans. Brandon Ponsel, what do you think?
Wow.
I like the Rams. Rams are my Super Bowl winner. I think they're going to just roll the Titans on Sunday.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Go ahead and give me the Rams as well, Casey.
Yeah, this is my Super Bowl matchup, by the way. If anybody forgets that, I will take
Good thing the Super Bowl's in February.
Yeah, good thing, Brett. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. I will take the Rams. Austin Lane Browns are OBJ-less, but they are plus 2.5 at the Bengals, who are minus 2.5, and as far as I know, they have all their players.
Thank you. Man, I feel like it's got to be it's a must-win to me for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I think they find a way to keep this game close. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns.
You know what's crazy about this, Austin? I actually think you're right. Like, I think Cleveland's going to win this game, but I just don't have the guts to pull the trigger on it because of the way they're lining up. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, like, I think I'm wrong here, and I'm picking the Bengals. It's a weird place to live, but it's probably why I'm in the basement of these picks. Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. What do you think?
What a head-scratcher that the Bengals lost to that green team that played last night. But I think they respond, and I think Joe Burrow is so much better than Baker Mayfield, and the Bengals win this one easy.
Casey, action to you.
Yeah. No. I'll take the Bengals. Dang it.
Yes. Can't pick her upper.
It is what it is. All right, Brandon. Last one is for you. The Bills will be in Jacksonville, and they are minus, and this is the NFL, I remind you, they are minus 14.5 points. I think I know what you're going to do, but we'll let you say it.
On the road.
I'm going to run it back with the same explanation for my Knowles pick. I'm going to take the Jags. I don't know why I'm taking the Jags, but I'm going to take the Jags.
Oh, gosh, guys, I don't like this one. I don't think James Robinson is going to play in this game. He's questionable, by the way. That's the official status. They played really two of their best games against two of the better teams, the Bengals and the Cardinals. I don't like the Jags here. I got to take the Jags with 14.5 points. I'm already up 14-0. Go ahead, Austin. I'm taking the Jags.
Yeah, Bills. I just think that when these high spread of games have been, decided before, usually the team that's, the favorite ends up winning these types of games. So I have to go with the Bills here. And keep in mind, I'm not sure how much of a home field advantage the Jaguars are going to have because by the sounds of it, there's going to be a lot of Bills fans at this game.
I would have took the Bills if the spread was all the way up to 31.
There you go.
So 14.5 sounds pretty nice. I'll take the Bills.
Yeah. By the way, I'm like president of Sunshine and Rainbows Club, and I'm contractually obligated not to pick anything above 14. So
gotcha.
That's why I'm going with the Jags.
And also, if the Jaguars win this game, keep in mind I get to put Brent through a table. We have the audio. He said it.
That is true.
We
Go Jags.
Audio,
Yep.
Go Jags. Hey, Brandon Ponsel, it's a rainy day. It's a miserable day. Does that mean houses don't get sold today because it's such an ugly day?
If you can find a house that's for sale, it'll definitely sell. So inventory is still super tight. So, nothing's changing on that front.
All right, JacksCoastalHomes.com to look at some of that inventory and make sure you look up Brandon Ponsel if you're getting ready to sell your home as well. Thanks, man. Have a great weekend.
Go Jags.
All right, I like it. That is Brandon Ponsel from JacksCoastalHomes.com. Quick thought on some updates with Odell Beckham Jr. on the Twitter. Jacob says, did the Jags miss a chance to potentially rebuild the whole offense mid-season? I know it's not conventional, but they could have picked up Jackson and Odell Beckham Jr. Could you imagine Trevor with those two guys?
Okay.
Well, they still can, by the way. Has Jackson been picked up? I don't think he has.
No.
And the waiver wire stuff, you can't claim until Monday. Schefter tweeted that. I didn't really know when you could. Somebody asked me that, but it's Monday. So it is kind of interesting to think if they could pick up both guys.
But
how different they'd look.
Brent, let me ask you this, though. Would Jackson be starting over Marvin Jones?
Hey, that's a fair question. I don't think so.
Do you think Jackson would be starting over Laviska Shenault?
I could make the case he could the way Chenault's playing right now.
On the outside or in the slot?
Just in general. I'm saying if you have a 3 wide receiver set, and let's say you bring in Odell Beckham Jr. and Deshaun Jackson, who's going to be the odd man out of your traditional 3 receiver set?
Well, right now for Sunday's game, you might line Laviska up in the backfield. So
yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Listen, you're not a big. I've listened to you all week. You're not a big Jackson fan. Odell Beckham Jr. is a little bit different in terms of the talent.
Yeah.
And where he's at in his career. He's 5 years younger.
I just think, I think Jackson could start over Laviska, but I don't know if you really know what you have with Laviska quite yet. He's still kind of a young guy. You know what you're getting with Jackson.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, I still like Laviska, but Laviska's got to turn it up a notch, too.
Sure.
And they have to use him better, but he has to turn it up a notch. He has to play better than he's been playing these last few weeks. All right, we take a break. We're live at Willie Drew's Old School Barbecue. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz here on a Friday. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 rolls on right after this.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. If you can't catch the show live, just search Action Sports Jacks wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Now, keep in mind, you're sitting next to Mr. Thanksgiving right now because I absolutely stuffed the stat column.
You sure did.
And they called me Mr. Thanksgiving.
Nobody
I don't want to brag.
Nobody called you that.
I don't want to brag.
You called yourself that, maybe.
I don't want to brag. We're talking 4 points.
Yep.
We're talking 2 rebounds.
Yep.
We're talking a steal.
Okay.
We're talking a block.
Yep.
And I almost broke a guy's ankle. I'm just saying, if you find yourselves around some Jacksonville Giants and all of a sudden one of them starts saying, is that stovetop dressing?
Oh, jeez.
What is that? What is that? Is that cranberry sauce? Oh, Mr. Thanksgiving's in the house. And that's who you know they're talking about me.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Once-in-a-lifetime savings.
Before the holidays,
It's never been done before.
Beards Diamond's incredible 41st anniversary sale.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 41% off.
Believe it.
But it's only happening till November 30th.
If you're getting married, celebrating an anniversary, or shopping early for the holidays,
You do not want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale.
Beards Diamonds always has the largest inventory in North Florida. But now there's even more.
Designers have sent their best stuff, especially for this sale.
Loose diamonds, mounted diamonds, diamond earrings, necklaces, and more.
All on sale up to 41% off.
Beards Diamonds has been family owned and operated in Jacksonville for over 41 years. And to say thank you, they're discounting everything in the store up to 41% off.
A sale so big, it's never been done before. Because Beards Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Beards Diamonds 41st anniversary sale, now through November 30th.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Sick of big banks drawing money out of Jacksonville? Want your money to stay here and help local folks? At One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, all of our capital is invested back into Northeast Florida. This includes our all-new hometown credit card. You get all the rewards and perks of a big bank, and every swipe invests back in Jacks. Get 2 points for every dollar, up to 50,000 bonus points, 24/7 fraud protection, pay with points, and tons more. Support your community with a hometown credit card from One-to-One Financial. Apply at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA, a proud Visa partner.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is your most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that's 13 times thicker than box store paint. It reflects 97% of harmful UV rays, has a Class A fire rating, is salt air corrosive resistant, contains the highest quality ceramics, and of course it comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a non-prorated 100% transferable warranty that guarantees against chipping, cracking, and peeling. So call 904-519-5055 or visit rhinoshieldjacks.com and protect your house and your budget.
So you'll never have to paint again. Call Rhino Shield today.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes. It's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop. He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid verification of your income, assets, and credit, giving sellers greater confidence in you. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. After you listen to us from 3 to 6 today, you can hear the Blitz Scoreboard Show with Brent Martineau and the Hall of Famer, Coach Kevin Sullivan, as they take you around the high school action in the area. That's from 9 to 10:25 on ESPN 690.
Carlos, I know we had a non-great one last week, but and the one thing, Bernie Parmalee, and then James was not a great pass protector last year. He has really worked his tail off. He's excellent now. So I have confidence in Carlos, and OG is another guy I love to death, one of our best special teams guys. We brought Zig back. So, yeah, you're going to be, if he doesn't play, I expect a positive day today.
That's Urban Meyer on James Robinson. Of course, Jacksonville Jaguars star running back listed as questionable. He practiced on a limited basis today. It's a heel injury. It's a bruise. I don't know if it's a smart play. They have to be smart here. You really want James to be around for the last 9 games of the year. What if he plays and re-injures it? He's not 100%, and then you don't have him for 2-3 weeks after that. I think that's really what the wrestling match right now is for the Jacksonville Jaguars. James Robinson going up against the Buffalo Bills. And quite honestly, if you look at this Bills team, so good, number one in offense, number one in defense, that if even if James plays and plays well, I mean, is it a difference? I mean, certainly will help, but is it a difference in the outcome of the game? I think is a fair question. Brett Martineau down here at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz back in the Action Sports Jack studios on a rainy, kind of miserable weather day in Jacksonville. We're having fun anyway. We're not miserable, that's for sure. And how about Swoop Minute right now on a Friday, UNFOspreys.com, the place to go for news, schedules, results, scores, and also your tickets as well to the upcoming basketball season. UNFOspreys.com. Men's cross country made it back-to-back ASUN championships after finishing first of 12 teams last Saturday. Jeff Pigg named ASUN Coach of the Year. Volleyball is tied for second most wins in the nation. UNF 1 win shy of tying its D1 era program record. Gabby O'Connell set the program record for sets played with 477. What a career. Men's and women's cross country. Nathan Jubron and Noah Perkins named ASUN first team all-conference. Aiden O'Gorman, Timothy Doyle, Jake Turner, ASUN second team all-conference. UNF volleyball plays JU on Saturday night. UNF Hall of Fame inductions are set for this Saturday. In fact, Bo Beach and that terrific men's basketball team will be inducted into the Hall of Fame for the Ospreys on Saturday. Bo is going to call us and join us from overseas in the 5 o'clock hour. Men's basketball opens the season at Texas Tech on Tuesday. Women's hoops opens the season at FSU on Tuesday. That's your Swoop Minute, UNFOspreys.com for everything Ospreys. Austin Lane, James Robinson, we want to selfishly see him play in the game on Sunday because you know what? It's fun watching James Robinson run.
Yes. Yeah, it's fun watching James Robinson run, and it's fun watching that offense go through him and make Trevor Lawrence's life a lot easier.
Yes. Jonathan Taylor was very good last night, by the way.
Yeah, dude's a hell of a running back, and especially against the Jets defense that, they weren't the worst team in the league in terms of stopping the run, but, Jonathan Taylor he was showcasing last night, man. It was pretty impressive.
Real quick, I want to congratulate Marcel Robinson if James Robinson doesn't play on another loss from my fantasy team. So, Marcel, congratulations on your win.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Conceding already, are we?
My boys are not good.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the Colts defense for getting me 0 points last night. Like, I didn't have to play anybody.
Dude,
just 0 points.
You are extremely lucky that Mike White got hurt because if he didn't, it would have been -2, -4 at minimum.
I mean, at least -10, I think. I don't know.
I've never seen some. I don't even think White's parents have this much faith in him as you do, Casey.
I mean, check the numbers, though,
I mean, the guy's incredible. I mean, Zach Wilson, who is, I think, what they're saying.
Did they trade Zach?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what you'd get for the guy.
Get him out of here.
He's proven that he can't win with what they have. Mike White can. So, I mean,
get him out of here.
Who really knows at this point? He gets the #1 seed in the AFC, no less.
Yes, very true. I've got this. This staff signed. Oh, one other thing on that. That was like the ultimate garbage time. I already mentioned that. But, like, I tweeted this, they probably dropped, like, 5 spots in the defensive rankings because of what happened in the fourth quarter in that game. And that was almost a terrible backdoor cover, especially because in one of my other things I had the Colts 10.5. This on the Odell Beckham Jr. front. Jags need to bring Leftwich home is the guy's handle. And he says, this staff signed Tebow as a publicity stunt. If they don't even make an attempt for Odell because he's just a name is unthinkable. I don't think they signed Tebow as a publicity stunt necessarily. I've told you in the past that, I heard rumblings where they said they would cut him if they tried to market him. And they hardly did. They didn't even make him available to the media. So I think it's a little bit, like, I understand the nature of what that person's saying, but I don't really think there was a publicity stunt involved with Tebow. I think it was more relationship of why he came in. But the point being, Austin, if you're going to bring Tebow in and give him a try at tight end, it does kind of scratch your head if the Jags wouldn't be willing to put a waiver claim in on a guy that's done what Odell Beckham has done, and is just 29.
Yeah, I completely agree. Once again, would the optics be bad because maybe his agent would threaten to sit him out if he came to Jags? Sure, go ahead. But, to me, the Jaguars, they're in the power position right now. Because if he does, clear the first 3 teams, the Jaguars can scoop him up. It's really simple, Odell. Either you come play for us, you don't play at all. Your choice. That's what I would do if I was this organization.
Yeah, somebody else said he's the kind of guy that if you're 6-1, not 1-6, you never finish, but I assume that's who you get. See, I would disagree with that. I think if you're 6-1 and things are cooking, don't you wonder about culture and everything else a little bit more, Austin? And you're like, okay, I don't know if I want to upset this. Things are going well, even though he might add to us. Now, again, if you're like the Raiders or the Saints, the Raiders being pretty good right now, the Saints being pretty good right now, but you lost Michael Thomas and now you lost Henry Ruggs. Now, maybe a guy like Odell Beckham does help you in that scenario because you had a significant departure at the wideout position. But I think teams are a little scared to upset the apple cart a little bit with a guy who's had some personality problems if you're 6-1.
I don't know. I watched the Kansas City Chiefs get Le'Veon Bell, when they were kind of on top of the NFL. I think that if you're one of the best teams in the NFL and you're winning week in and week out, that can be a pretty easy team to play for, and that can eliminate a lot of distractions. So I actually think, I think a team that is a top-tier team in the NFL would definitely better be suited for Odell Beckham Jr. I just feel like if you're the Jaguars, you at least got to give him a look.
Here's one that I just like to tweet. I don't know if I agree or disagree or whatever, but he says, they won't, but who cares about a possible headache when you've got a half-season migraine going on?
Yeah, is he going to win you a lot of games? Maybe, maybe not. But it's going to give Trevor Lawrence another weapon, and that needs to be the focus of the season is the improvement of Trevor Lawrence going forward.
We're not going to pretend Odell's not good, right? We're not going to sit here and say that
if he comes to Jacksonville, he's easily the best receiver on the team. Sorry, Marvin Jones.
That's what we're talking about, right? We're saying that. Yeah. Baker Mayfield was the problem.
Well, I don't think. Baker Mayfield, but also also the run game though, Casey. they're a run-first team.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham was out of sync. Odell Beckham was playing, like I said last, he's playing average football for them right now, even when he is targeted.
Show me a run-first team where they have a star one receiver.
Right, but before we nail in the coffin him, we got to, let him have a chance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, okay. I still think Odell Beckham Jr. in the right system with the right quarterback can still give a lot.
Why do I think this was directed at me, by the way? The same guy who tweeted headache and migraine, he finishes off his tweet with, at least we'd have something to talk about other than how professional and mature Trevor Lawrence sounds after his losses.
Tweet that guy? Wait, did he tweet directly at you?
That might have been my burner.
He was responding to
that may have been my burner.
I was going to say you should reply at me next time, but I guess he already did.
No, he did. That's the tweet of the day, really, though. There's a lot going on in that tweet, man. That was a good tweet. We'll be back. Football at 5 coming up, and we're going to even talk a little hoops. How about that? Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
For 50 years, Taylor has been a leader in caring for the elderly. Providing quality, compassionate care has always been our mission. At Taylor Care Center and Taylor Manor, our recipe for success has always been our exceptional team. They work tirelessly to ensure that your family member gets the best care possible. When residents were not able to spend time with you and your family, our team stepped up to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, and special occasions. Our dedicated staff is among the best in the business. Taylor Residents, providing safe, compassionate care every day.
Hey, you were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago.
Boss, I'm a little freaked out right now.
What's wrong?
It's Safe Touch Security and their video monitoring systems. They're popping up everywhere.
Oh, for a minute you had me worried.
Boss, my next door neighbor's got Safe Touch video monitoring, the place across the street's got it, and now I notice there's one next door to the one across the street.
Keep it together now.
Boss, I'm surrounded. It's never been more dangerous to be a crook.
Whoa, easy. Look, you're not planning to break into your neighbor's house, are you?
Well, no.
Problem solved. Don't steal their TV and everything will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Oh, good. But when we're working, we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now get over here. We got work to do.
Now, for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-664-0353. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-664-0353 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-664-0353 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-664-0353.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
We're down two studs now. I mean, Linder is my guy, and he's a Jaguar, and he's a leader. He's the apex of the offense, and Shatley's a veteran guy that's done pretty good, you know. But to say that we don't miss Linder, that's incorrect. And then AJ was playing some pretty good ball for us too. Barch has done very good, and then Will. So once again, they've been, you know, we didn't play our best against the Seahawks. This would be the biggest challenge we've had so far because every one of them are outstanding players.
That is Urban Meyer, of course, talking about that offensive line a bit. Brent Martineau down here at Willie Jules Old School Barbecue. Austin Lane, Action Sports Jack Studios, along with Casey Kurtz. Football at 5. So let's talk basketball. Oh, this guy likes football, too. Big weekend going on at the University of North Florida. They had a fan day yesterday. They got hoop season going on, starting up on Tuesday on the road, of course. And Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place on Saturday. Donnie DeWeese, remember him from baseball, Alex Morel in men's soccer, Lorena Aviles from women's tennis, Lee Moon, the latest athletic director at the University of North Florida, just outgoing earlier this year, and Kaylee Wallace from softball. And how about the 2014-15 and 15-16 men's basketball team? And that included Bo Beach from Ponte Vedra, who now is somewhere, well, I don't even know where. Bo Beach, welcome to the show, man. Where the heck are you?
Thanks for having me on, Brent and Austin. I'm in Słupsk, Poland. So, yeah, far away from the friendly confines of UNF and Jacksonville. But living it up and living a dream, so can't complain.
Yeah, Poland, you're playing some, obviously, basketball overseas and professional basketball. You have been doing that. You've had a couple of cups of coffee with some NBA teams as well since your days at the University of North Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you about the basketball in a moment, but how's Poland in November? Is it freezing?
It's not freezing yet, but it's getting close. The days are short here. The sun set at 4 p.m. today. So, yeah, it's a lot different than Florida weather and Jacksonville weather, even though my mom just told me there's a nor'easter going through there right now. So it's probably a little similar to how Poland is right now. It's just shave off about 30 degrees.
Well, when we're talking about Polish cuisine, we're talking about like a lot of, I guess, would it be like kielbasas and stuff?
Oh, I love kielbasa.
Yeah, kielbasa is really good stuff here. A lot of sausages. They call pierogies as well. It's like a boiled fling, and yeah, it's pretty good. A lot of potatoes. The soup here is actually really good. A lot of different kind of soups. Sauerkraut's a big thing too, obviously. You know, being close to Germany, but the food here has been really good. I got a lot of good places. If you guys want to come and visit, I can show you around.
Yes, I'd love to visit. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about your UNF men's basketball teams, but I actually asked Coach Driscoll about this over the summer. And the European basketball or playing overseas basketball and playing professional basketball, it's a big deal. And there's some money to be made over there. But then I always see some players that have been over there for like 10, 12, 15 years on this incredible journey. I mean, you're seeing some places that if it wasn't for basketball, you'd never even think about visiting probably. So give everybody who's listening and knows Bo Beach, and you're a long way from home. I think this is your 6th year playing overseas, if I'm not mistaken. So what is it like, and what's the draw for you? Is it some of the dollars? Is it just keep living the dream? Why do you do it?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Brent. You know, I just got married actually in July, so my wife is with me, and it's part of like what you said in the question is, you know, I get to see places in the world that I never thought I would go to or never would want to go to. It's obviously the money is good. I can't lie. It's nice, you know, being a professional athlete. Austin knows about it. You know, it's what you dream of being growing up. So, you know, I live in a dream. I'm getting to travel the world, see places that most people never heard of or seen. And, you know, it's just, I mean, I get to shoot basketballs for a living, you know. It's pretty fun. So I can't complain about anything. And, you know, I hope to have one of those long careers over, you know, 10, 12 years, whatever it may be. But, you know, having my wife here, it just makes it even more enjoyable. You know, she gets to see the world as well. So we're just making experiences and memories every day.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, anytime that you get an opportunity to essentially travel the world and play the sport that you love, I mean, in my opinion, you got to take full advantage of that. You know, I mean, like you said, even Poland, people think like maybe a negative connotation with Poland that it's cold there and everything. But like you said, great cuisine. I'm sure the people are cool there. Mm-hmm. And also a very big blackberry brandy country there. Shout out to Żanówka, which is like, Żanówka is like the biggest drink back in my hometown of Wisconsin because it's a big Polish community as well. So I'm not sure if you've tried Żanówka before, but very big in Poland.
Okay. Well, I have not tried Żanówka yet, but we have a few guys on the team that could show me a good time with Żanówka, I'm sure. But the people here are great. I mean, I would recommend people coming to visit Poland, no doubt about it. I was skeptical when I came, not going to lie, but being here now, like you said, it's a dream come true. I'm traveling the world and doing what I love.
Do you have to learn Polish a little bit? Are you in such a different culture? Do you feel like a little bit of an outcast at times, like even on your own team? And how much do they love basketball in Poland?
Oh, well, to answer the last part of that question, we have sellout crowds every night at our home gym, 3,000 people, completely sold out, standing room only. It's a madhouse in our gym. They love basketball.
Wow.
They love basketball in the whole country. So it's a huge deal. The gyms are similar to like a college-size arena. You know what I mean? Not NBA size, but college-size arenas. And they are stuffed every night. So, yeah, it's a big deal. And, I mean, the language barrier, people are really friendly, thankfully. So they'll use the little English that they know mixed with the little Polish my wife and I know, and we can kind of get around any kind of incident that may happen, whether it's in the grocery store or the other day I was trying to park, and everywhere you park in the city I live in, you have to pay. Well, I couldn't read the sign, so I didn't really understand that. Like, wow, what do I do? And this elderly man walks up and he starts speaking to me in Polish. The only thing he would say to me was 4. And I was like, what does 4 mean? I have 4 minutes, 4 hours. What does it mean? And in the end, just by context clues, he needed 4 zlotys, which is basically $1 US. Hey, I need $1 for you to park here.
Huh.
And I'm like, okay. So, but, I mean, if I spoke clear Polish, it'd take 5 seconds to understand it. It took about 5 minutes to get, oh, you need money. I see. Yes. Okay, here you go. Thank you so much, sir. We both go about our day. So very friendly people, thankfully.
That's wild. Bo Beach with Polish. Yeah, that's great, man. Good to hear that you love it, and congrats on getting married. And by the way, Bo Beach with us, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We won't keep you too much longer. It's probably an expensive phone call. Is that still a thing?
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I was going to say, I mean, are we covering that? Is that expense? How does that work?
You are, Austin.
No,
but,
yeah, it's on Bill Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, just send it right on over, man.
Venmo.
It's all good. I've been using ESPN Plus here for free for like the past, 3 years now, so it's the least I can do for the show.
Hey, Bo, your dad's a basketball lifer, coached so many kids in the area. You're from Ponte Vedra. If I say UNF basketball to anybody on campus or anywhere else, they think of you and Dallas Moore and that unbelievable group that took this university to the NCAA tournament. What's it mean to you to be a part of that group here locally and have your name resonate like that and now kind of live forever as you get inducted into the Hall of Fame there at the University of North Florida?
Man, it's the greatest honor that I ever could ask for when I decided to go to UNF and finish my 4 years there. So I would joke with my dad because he went to Flagler College back in the 70s, and he's in the Hall of Fame for Flagler as well. And I was like, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame at UNF one day too, so we'll both be Hall of Famers. It was kind of a running joke between my dad and I and in the family. So to kind of be, hey, look, he'll be there tomorrow with my mom at the ceremony at UNF. So, they'll be there on my behalf, thankfully. And, it's a special thing, sure. I love UNF. The school, the people there, I mean, the community, it's everything you would want in a college experience. And for them to, want to recognize our team of 2014, 2015, that championship A-Sun season was, it's just an honor. I'm really speechless. I really don't have other words to say. It's just everything I ever could have hoped for when I decided to go to UNF. It means the world to me.
Well, Bo, you said that you don't have the words, and obviously, it'll be for the team, but, do you have to kind of give, a little speech? Is every player going to say a few words, or, are you going to send a video in? How is that going to work, and do you have that ready if you do have to do that?
Yeah, so trying working out. There's 3 other professionals from that team that play overseas. Jalen has Dallas Moore, like Brent had just mentioned, and Chris Davenport. And, we were thinking about sending the video in and getting – everybody on the team to send stuff in just to kind of say how appreciative we were of the, honor and the accolade. But, a lot of people doing different things in the world now or in their lives. So it was a little tougher, but, I think I'll probably try to send something in, whether they use it or not. Hey, I'm just happy that they even got my photo on the wall over there with the rest of the guys on the team. So I can't complain too much, and I don't know what I'd say other than thank you so much and maybe get a little teary-eyed. So might not want to put me up on the screen.
By the way, like Austin, that's awesome. See, Bo Beach with us here, former UNF Ospreys in Poland right now, joining us on Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Goes in the Hall of Fame on Saturday at UNF with a bunch of fantastic athletes and administrators, including Lee Moon as well, former AD at UNF. But I'll never make a Hall of Fame, but I just surround myself with Hall of Famers. My wife's one, Austin's one, like everybody I know, like every interview, there's a Hall of Famer like you. But this would be like the ultimate, guys. Like if you I think you guys have it right, Bo. I think if I could go into the Hall of Fame and not have to be there to deliver the speech, like that's the best thing ever.
Yeah. Hey, you just take all the weight off the shoulders. Hey, I did the work. It's good. Just put the picture up. How big? That's all I need.
All right. Hey, one last one, then we'll let you go unless Austin's got something for you. But I believe you're a big Jags guy, right? I mean, you're a homegrown guy.
Huge fan.
Do you walk around Poland with the Jags logo and they say, like, what the heck is that? Who is that? And my goodness, Bo, can we fix the Jags somehow? Hopefully Trevor Lawrence is the answer.
Hey. So, Brent, I'm going to send you a picture on Twitter here in about 5 minutes when we get off this phone call. My wife and I, we were shopping at the mall downtown, and we go into the H&M store that they have here. And we're walking around, just finding stuff, looking around. What sweater do we see? We see a 1995 Jacksonville Jaguars teal sweatshirt kind of, hanging on the wall. Get
out of here.
So,
wow.
No joke. This is the only NFL team they have, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really?
So obviously, my wife, I am not kidding you. I'll send you the picture. My wife bought it instantly. She's grading it, and she wears it on Sundays, for the Jags, of course. I have plenty of apparel that I wear all the time. Most people have no idea what I'm wearing around in Europe, but they'll be like, oh, yeah, Jaguars, because they've seen the shirt at the H&M store here in Oops. It's incredible.
Wow.
That is awesome. That's a really cool
Small
story.
world, man.
Yeah, man. That is crazy. Hey, Austin,
Yeah.
Can you see the video feed right now that we have? Because Casey, our producer, put up the name of the team that Bo is playing for, and I think we should have to try to name it and say it.
Okay. I got you.
So Bo's playing in Poland. While you practice it for a second, Austin.
Yes.
Bo, how are you playing, man? You getting some? You've been happy with the way you're playing? Your game in good shape right now?
Yeah, we're 7-2, first place in the league. Nice. 2 months into the season, so it's been a good start for us. Individually, having a pretty solid season. Not shooting it that well comparative to some other years that I've had, but winning's more important than making a few shots. So heck, wins are wins, and we'll take them. And it's been a good 2 months, and hopefully we can keep the wins rolling and make some shots along the way.
Yeah, man, make those shots. You can play in and out and shoot the lights out, as everybody remembers from the UNF Ospreys days. All right, Austin, you said that you have a big Polish community up there in Wisconsin where you're from. So
I'm about to embarrass them here.
Yeah, I'm expecting you to be able to nail the team.
Oh, not even close.
That Bo is playing for. Go ahead, give it a go.
All right, do you know it, Brent, or not? Are you going to try it too?
I have no idea. I would say Charney Slupsik.
Okay, and I'm gonna say,
okay. All right.
Oh man, this the Z. I'm gonna say Yarny.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yarny. Yarny Lups.
Oh, silent S too.
Yes, Yarny Lups.
Yeah. Okay, so the correct pronunciation is Charney Swoopsk. Almost as if you were to swoop as an Osprey.
Yeah.
We're in Swoopsk, Poland. The L that you see there is pronounced like a W.
Wow.
So it is Charney, like CH?
Yeah. The CZ is a ch sound.
All right.
Okay.
So Charney Sloopsk.
It's a while as well.
And then, Bo, do you have like a mascot or like a team name that you guys go by?
Yeah. Hey, Emma, what's our mascot? Blaze Fire. It's like it's very all right. So the word's in Polish.
Okay.
I have no idea how to pronounce it. Not even going to bother.
Okay.
But it looks like a mix of the Miami Heat logo, but with a face on it. And then so we have this little like red orange mascot like running around the gym, like it's a fireball, but it's definitely not called.
Oh no, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So it's like the Miami Heat logo, but instead of going down, it's going up at an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I don't know what the name is.
Okay.
I don't think they put a Facebook poll out, but they decided on some Polish name.
When I originally made the screen for this, Bo, and maybe you can weigh in here, your team name had like 5 actual names according to Wikipedia, and I didn't really know what to do, so I went to your Twitter and pulled like what I put on the screen. So what is the deal with, like, is it a longer name? Because I read that it had something to do with like a sponsor.
Yeah. Yes. So the main sponsor of our team is called Grupa Srlecki, which is like a home development condominium kind of real estate company. So technically our team name is Grupa Srlecki Charney Swoops.
Hey.
Wow, how about that?
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till you see the jerseys. There's a lot of work on it.
There's a lot of work on it.
There's a lot going on.
I feel like we learned a lot here. It was great catching up with you, Bo Beach. We appreciate you taking the time. Say hello to your wife. Congrats on all of that, and enjoy the time in Poland. That winter might be tough, man, but hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. And as always, go UNF, and let's get some dubs, whoopers.
All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you. That's Bo Beach. Going into the Hall of Fame at the University of North Florida tomorrow night with the rest of that 2014-15 and 15-16 basketball team. Who Bo's right. Yes, they've had a lot of guys go over and play pro basketball overseas, Austin.
Yeah.
And 4 of them from that team. Dallas Moore is really doing well over there, too. Jalen Nesbitt, always a forgotten guy on those teams. He was fantastic. Tough-nosed guy and super underrated. And he's been playing over there for a while. Chris Davenport's another. And I think the Ospreys even have more players over the last few years. But of that team, I think those are the 4. Unbelievable what they meant to the UNF program to go to the NCAA tournament. And really cool for Bo Beach. Super good guy, good family, and a local guy.
Yeah.
That made it all work over there at UNF.
No, without a doubt. You know, I mean, I remember that team when I was in town here, and it was fun watching those guys, you know, try to make their run. So props to them for getting celebrated as they should. And like you said, he's kind of got it under the right way where you go into the Hall of Fame, but you don't need to be there in person to shake the hands and do the interviews, man. Just let your play do the talking for your Hall of Fame nomination. I like it.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Very
all right,
smart.
Hey, you're out of here. We're going to talk some high school football when we come back. Have a good weekend, and get a good workout in.
Will
but
do.
Hopefully we're talking about something nice on Monday about the Jags.
Yeah, putting you through a table. Let's go.
Yeah, that would be – you know what? I would look forward to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to call Mike Ryan or somebody to come help you out when we're done, but I like it, man.
I'm going to actually have to get Tony Khan on the line, and so I could get some wrestling tips from some of his wrestlers.
Yep, I like that.
What's the best way to brace myself?
I like that.
But you know what? I'll figure all that out after the Jags pull the upset.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll see you in the parking lot then.
All right, we'll talk to you later. We'll come back from Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. Kevin Sullivan set to join us. We talked some high school football, and it's a wild time right now in high school football. We'll tell you why coming up on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Windy with rain, heavy at times tonight, continuing through Saturday morning. Some flooding in some spots as temperatures tonight drop into the low to mid-50s, then hold in the 50s through the day Saturday, with the rain gradually diminishing from west to east in the afternoon and evening. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax. If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the Easy Garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at EasyGarageSolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
When you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE, have you tried those little blue pills? Have they let you down? Have they left you more frustrated? The answer isn't more blue pills with awful side effects. The answer is a private consultation with a specialist in men's health at Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If you're not the man you used to be in the bedroom and Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications. There's no pain and no surgery. Even men who have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Men, if you want to last longer in the bedroom without little blue pills, schedule a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit, or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900. 800-507-4900.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Nights of Lights dazzles with more than 3 million lights in the historic district of St. Augustine. Now imagine doubling those lights as they reflect off the water during your tour with Redboat Tours. Avoid downtown crowds by boarding at Beach's Restaurant Marina at 250 Volano Road. Then sit back and let Captain Tony and Miss Jennifer take you on a tour you'll never forget. Don't settle for imposters. Make no mistake, Redboat Tours is St. Augustine's only USA Today Reader's Choice Best Boat Tour 3 years running. Book your Nights of Lights tours now at redboattours.com.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
But that's what I do want to say, is I have taken this very seriously. I'm not a COVID denier or any bullshit like that. Like, I just wanted to make the decision that was best for my body. That's it. I wear my mask when I go out in public, The only time I haven't worn my mask is when I'm around all vaccinated people. And my response to those people would be like, hey, just so you know, I tested this morning negative, number one. And number two, you got vaccinated against something that you would be worried about me having, which I just told you I'm negative.
Some will argue Aaron Rodgers making up his own rules as he goes along, and it's got him into some hot water here this week. Aaron Rodgers won't play on Sunday for the Green Bay Packers. He won't be eligible to play until next week, given the protocols. As unvaccinated player that tests positive for COVID-19. He went on the Pat McAfee show today, and it's been a big story all afternoon. Again, a lot of divide on this topic. No surprise there. But he did give his explanation at the very least. Now, some people had a problem with some of that explanation. We'll leave it up to you to decide which side of that you are on. Brent Martineau down here at Willie Jules Old School Barbecue. Get ready for another Friday night. Austin Lane on his way for the weekend. Casey Kurtz hanging out, of course. And we'll tonight on the Blitz Scoreboard Show, 9 o'clock. On ESPN 690. And again, we invite you to look at that show on the various platforms, social media, because you'll see live video as well. Most likely you'll see a good chunk of that Oakley-Fleming Island game on there because Marcel Robinson will be there for us. So we'll have it on the Blitz Scoreboard Show. Plus plenty of scores, results, conversation, analysis, and get you set for the postseason because it's Week 11, and that means this is it for the regular season, and that means this is it for some teams across the area. They don't make the playoffs, they're done, unless they figure out a bowl game, which I think could still be in play for some. Of course, we'll have the Friday Night Blitz coming up 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:20 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 as well. Our Blitz Scoreboard Show presented by Baker Sports, and that will also bring you Committed to the Uncommitted tonight. And also our Blitz Scoreboard Show brought to you by the UNF Ospreys. Go visit UNFOspreys.com. We welcome in Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Fame coach. See, went from Hall of Famer Austin Lane. I told you I'm surrounded by Hall of Famers. Hall of Famer Austin Lane, to Hall of Famer Bo Beach, to Hall of Famer Kevin Sullivan. Casey, you're too young to be in the Hall of Fame, so don't feel bad. Me, I should probably be in a Hall of Fame somewhere. I just don't know where that is or what that is, and probably won't happen. Coach, how you doing on a Friday?
Doing good, trying to stay dry today. I was coming up to see you, but, man, I wasn't driving on I-95 in that mess.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird day. I mean, I just went outside for a minute. It's not bad out there right now. It's windy, but at least where I am. But it's been raining much of the day. Let me get your thoughts on this overall, okay? I went back and forth with some folks. Here's the deal. I'll give you a great example. And one that hits home because obviously I know the QB pretty well. But Providence was supposed to go out to Bell today and play their last game. Providence isn't making the postseason. In fact, I don't think Bell is either. I think they're both 3-6. And so this is the regular season finale, but it's also the finale. And if you're a senior, it's your last football game you'll play. Now, it was on the road, so they've already had senior night. But there are some folks in town that were having senior night tonight. If you do end up canceling the game, then that's it. Like, you don't play game number 10 and what you thought was going to be your final game as a senior. And it's just over. Now, it's up to the schools, right? The coaches, the administration. But the thing that I was getting on today and kind of getting on a soapbox, and we'll do this a little later more tonight, but I want to get your thoughts on it, is if you don't play by tomorrow, you're not allowed to play again. So Menendez and Tocoy Creek down here are planning on playing a 6 o'clock game on Tuesday. Well, they have to petition the FHSAA to do that, and there's a really good chance the FHSAA will say no. And what I'm wondering is why? Because a game that game on Tuesday won't factor into the RPI. The playoffs will already be set on Sunday when it's announced. And so wins and losses and strengths of schedules, if you play it on Tuesday, would be no different than just canceling the game tonight. What's the problem with playing a game after the RPI comes out and the playoffs are announced?
I don't think there's any problem with it. And again, I think the FHSAA probably doesn't even realize, like, hey, this is our protocol. The season ends. Everybody's done. RPI comes out. Playoffs come out on Wednesday. So what Menendez and Tucoya Creek should do is say, hey, we're going to play a bowl game on Tuesday next week because that's legal. They could play a bowl game, and then they just got to petition the FHA. We're going to play, instead of playing our last game, we're going to play a bowl game on Tuesday. And they'll probably say, okay, no problem. But don't forget to send us our $500 check for the bowl game fee. And, might be a way for them to get a little bit more money for the FHSAA.
Yeah, well, and okay, so here's the deal. Good back and forth with folks. Here's the problem with the scenario. And I understand this a little bit because I understand how people complain all the time. And if you're in the administration, or you're going to hear it. And if you're the FHSAA, you're going to hear it. So what people are saying, Coach, is I think this is what the intent is. If you play on Tuesday and you're Tucoya Creek and you win a game, well, all of a sudden that your schedule now might have impacted how somebody else that just got in or just got left out of the playoffs on Sunday would have turned out. You know what I mean? So now you're like, okay, so it's not a direct relation because the game doesn't necessarily count in the playoff standings, but it was initially scheduled. And so now those folks that were ninth, say, in the playoffs and got just left out, their numbers might have changed to get in. And so now people are going to be like, well, I can't believe it. Why shouldn't this count? Blah, 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 blah. And so they're actually, that's really the defense of not playing the game at all, is saying, well, we're going to get a lot of backlash from people who just don't understand that we had to cut off the deadline by Saturday and Sunday to make sure we knew who was going to make the playoffs, so then we could set up travel, officiating, and everything else. And so I understand that, but I don't know, man. Logic and just the backbone of high school sports says, isn't it about the kids playing? And on Friday nights, you only get 10 games to play, and you got seniors that might not be able to play, all because people might complain? Like, that just sounds, in my world, a little idiotic.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. I mean, FHSA, they do some funny things over the years on different stuff. But, again, I think that they should play the game. They can't play it on Saturday. The playoffs come out on Sunday. Like I said, it'd be just them playing a bowl game, even though you got to ask permission to do that, and then play the game on Tuesday. Nobody – I mean, come on. With the exception of Bishop Kenny on Tucoya Creek's schedule, there's nobody else on that schedule, I believe, that's in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, you'd have to go through every one to determine which is and which isn't.
Right. And then Menendez, I don't think there's anybody there either on theirs. But I can understand what you're saying. The Providence and at the Bell, that's a travel game. Mainland coming to Bowls. The Volusia County people. I talked to Coach Hoekstra at Bowls today. And he said, mainland, the Volusia people didn't want them traveling on the school bus in this weather. I understand that. I mean, I definitely understand that. But then Bowles is coming off a disappointing loss, not really a heartbreaking loss last week. And now they're open tonight, and then they're open next week in the first round of the playoffs. So they don't really are playing for 3 weeks. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, and to your point, too, by the way, I feel less bad for a team like Bowles because they know they're going to play a playoff game.
Right.
And so that's totally different than, say, the seniors for Providence who have played their final game and they thought they were getting ready to play their final game tonight. And the other thing about it is, again, some of this probably falls in administration. I'm not here to hammer anybody. These things are tough, right? But I would just say from a kid's perspective, I'm like, listen, Providence has turf, man. They got artificial turf. Let's get somebody over there to play. And if not today, then why not tomorrow, or why not next Wednesday, or why not wherever, So and the weather looks bad tomorrow, too. So tomorrow might not be the answer. But anyway, I just feel bad for them. Anyway, let's talk about you just mentioned Bowles. Now, Bowles gets canceled, but they're going to sit on a 2-game losing streak, Coach, for a month. I don't remember the last time Bowles lost 2 in a row in the regular season. It's probably happened more recently than I think, but that's an odd feeling going into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, well, not only that, and I believe they gave that one away too late. Block punt or block field goal late in the game for return for a touchdown. And so I'm sure they've got a bad taste in their mouth. The only good positive is they had one of the offensive linemen, one of their better offensive linemen, was out, so that'll give him 2 weeks to come back. And anybody else, they may have had some injuries in the secondary or something. So that's going to give them an opportunity. But again, that last game is still got that bad taste, so they've got to sit on that bad taste for another week also.
What else are you looking at here tonight with the RPIs and what went on last night? Nice had a win. It looks like Creekside's going to be in. How bad do they need a win just to cement that? Where do your eyes take you here on this Friday night? Because this RPI keeps everything interesting all the way through Week 11.
Well, I think the interesting is St. Augustine in the RPI. Right now they're sitting at 9 at .575, and the number 8 seed Golf Breeze is at 587, which is, maybe they don't jump them, maybe they do, but Golf Breeze is playing is playing Crestview, I did take that back. We got my notes down. But Golf Breeze playing Navarre. Navarre's the A seat in 7A. Golf Breeze is the A seat in 6A.
Wow.
So you've got two teams literally playing a playoff game tonight, I think. I don't know if St. Augustine tonight with the Palatka RPI, depending on, again, the Bulls not playing, so some of the win RPI for there against them, I don't know if that's going to help them or not, but they've got an outside chance of sneaking in, but we're not going to know till Sunday on that. If Navarre beats Golf Breeze could actually lose some points, and St. Augustine could sneak in at the 8th seed. So that's an interesting thing tonight. And the other interesting thing tonight is Inglewood going for a 500 record for the first time since like 2006. They're 4-5 and they're at Wilson tonight. So I've been keeping an eye, make sure that one wasn't canceled. And there's some good ones. Keystone going for 10-0 tonight. Pride game at Fleming Island and Oakleaf at Fleming Island. That's a real big pride game. Both of those guys are out. And then the
weird,
Brain Bowl.
Hey, Coach, that's weird, by the way, that Fleming and Oakleaf are playing this late in the season. Obviously, a ton of pride on the line, but no, they're not going to the postseason. I don't remember the last time Fleming and Oakleaf both wouldn't make it to the postseason.
No, it's been a while, both of those teams being out of the playoffs. So, it's been interesting. And, I find the good one, the Beach Boulevard battle tonight with Bishop Kenny and Episcopal.
Yeah, good one.
That should be a fun one.
So
Both
is
of them
White
are
Riverside. And
yep, big rivalry there going tonight. So there's some good ones. The weather's going to be what it is. So coaches got to adapt in the weather, and we'll see what happens tonight.
All right, well, we'll take a deeper dive onto the games, obviously, tonight, 9 o'clock, Blitz Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Baker Sports and also UNF Ospreys. Go visit the Ospreys on unfospreys.com, and we'll have it from 9 p.m. until 10:30, live action coming in on the social media channels, analysis and scores and reaction. Give us this one thing. Who do you like going forward now that you kind of know is already in? We've got our district champs. You take a team like Fletcher, they're very odd. They are 5-5. They lost to Mandarin last night. They didn't look good against Ponte Vedra last week, but they clinched a weeks ago. They've just narrowly won those games to win the district. I'm a little hesitant to say they can make a run in 7A, but we have some district champs that you would feel pretty good about, but even Bowles usually fits that category, and they're not a district champ because of the classification they're in. But I'm not sure everybody feels as good about Bowles as they did 3 weeks ago,
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but I think Bowles is Bowles, and they'll get ready to play. Their kids know how to play and win in the postseason. Baker County's been the team to me, I think, that's really, really played well. They had the hiccup with their kicker being out and losing that game to Mandarin back like week 4 or 5, but they've really played well down the stretch. Really have done some real positive things. Right now, they're the 2 seed. They beat Baldwin tonight. They could go to the 1 seed tonight. So that will be interesting. I think that whole 5A district's interesting. Fletcher, I think, has got a tough road. They're the 4 seed, and the 5 seed's the district runner-up. University down here outside of Deltona, they're a really solid football team, and they could have it. So it's going to be interesting going down the road with some of the guys that we've watched. Like Nice has got to go on the road. They've had a tremendous year, 7-3. They've got to go on the road to a really good Niceville team, it looks like, for them. And then Atlantic Coast hanging around in there too. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun to watch, see what happens tonight. And then on Sunday, once the RPI really comes out. And I don't know, UC and TC on a juggernaut towards each other.
Yeah,
So,
that could be really good. And Trinity lost last night. I mean, some of those teams that were used to winning so much, they've had some L's, more L's than normally we see them in a season. A lot of that because of the schedule they play, too.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Which is really tough. And so you just never really know until you get to this time of year who's really, really that good enough, especially when they meet their own classification, which is a big difference, especially with the teams like UC and Trinity that play up on a lot of times. All right, Coach, go have a good few hours. And
okay, buddy.
You're down there at the beach. I mean, I bet those waves are rocking right now.
Oh, man, it's been brutal here. It's like a hurricane down here. We're getting probably 30, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and the water's just been nonstop off the house, off the front of the house, everything. It's wild. It's pretty wild down here. So.
Well, at least you're not
But
on the sideline.
I'm dry. Exactly. You're right on that. That's one thing I said. I'm not doing that anymore if I don't have to.
By the way, if we ever had to convince you that retirement is good, I don't think we have to. All you have to do is do this show. Once a week we say, well, at least you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Okay, bye.
That's Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Fame coach. Blitz Scoreboard Show coming up 9 o'clock tonight. He'll join us. He's fantastic. He's the best. He knows so much about high school football, and he's been there. He's lived it as a Hall of Famer. Jackson Ed White, Atlantic Coast. We'll break it all down tonight, the matchups and everything else. Marcel Robinson, Stuart Weber, Olivia Tassley. We've got all our crews all over the place. I'll be at Bartram and then Creekside, and then hustle up for the Blitz Scoreboard Show coming up at 9 o'clock, and then followed by the Friday Night Blitz. We'll put a bow on the show, bow on the week. We head into a weekend where the Jags are huge underdogs. One final look at this game against the Buffalo Bills. We're live at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue here in St. Augustine. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
We made it to Friday, Jacksonville. I'm Casey Kurtz. The Colts smashed the New York Jets on Thursday Night Football last night, 45-30, in a game you heard right here on ESPN 690. Jonathan Taylor ran for 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carson Wentz added 3 passing touchdowns as well. The Colts go to 4-5. The Jets are 2-6. The Jacksonville Icemen are back in action tonight as they will play the Atlanta Gladiators at 7:30. The Icemen will then come home to Jacksonville and have their home opener tomorrow at 7 against the South Carolina Stingrays. Sticking with hockey, the Maple Leafs beat the Lightning 2-1 last night. The Bruins beat the Red Wings 5-1. The Golden Knights beat the Senators 5-1, and the Florida Panthers are still yet to lose in regulation. They win 5-4 over the Capitals. This Sports Center update sponsored by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
Jeep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He finds the promised land. Touchdown FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line.
Noles win. Noles win. Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long. Right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Know what time it is? It's time to get moving. Cora Physical Therapy has opened a new state-of-the-art clinic in Kingsland on Boone and Haddock, and will be opening another one soon in Brunswick. With Cora, you have access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. Cora is all about treating everyone right now. It's your move. Visit CoraPhysicalTherapy.com for a free screening. No physician's referral required. Same-day appointments available.
There's no way that's used. Get ready, because you're going to hear that a lot after you buy an amazing, like-new, pre-owned from our friends over at Arlington Toyota. Arlington's got 300 used available. All makes, all models. Plus, you'll buy with total confidence thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange program that comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
You're invited to shop at the White Harvest Farms and Farmers Market every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a market of fresh and affordable farm-to-table produce that comes from a 10.5-acre urban located at 4850 Moncrief Road. There's volunteering, classes, and farming demonstrations. Also, if you're interested in becoming a vendor or volunteer, call 904-354-4162 or visit the White Harvest Farms Eventbrite page. White Harvest Farms wants to be your favorite produce market. This initiative benefits the Clara White Mission.
If you have an unpaid tax debt to the IRS that you can't pay, please hear this special notice. Specially approved IRS relief programs designed to aid delinquent taxpayers are now in effect that can significantly improve your financial situation. Depending on your circumstances, you may qualify to have your tax problem resolved in your favor and may even have your back taxes reduced by thousands or eliminated entirely. A relief hotline has been established by Community Tax for you to call and see if you qualify at 800-664-0353. If you owe the IRS back taxes that you can't afford to pay, don't let the IRS trick you into thinking you have no way out. Our highly accredited tax professionals will let you know what you qualify for and how much you can save. We may be able to stop all liens, garnishments, levies, and save you thousands. Call and see if you qualify for this taxpayer relief at 800-664-0353. 800-664-0353. 800-664-0353. Community Tax. Who's your tax guy?
The NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. After you listen to us from 3 to 6 today, you can hear the Blitz Scoreboard Show with Brent Martineau and the Hall of Famer, Coach Kevin Sullivan, as they take you around the high school action in the area. That's from 9 to 10:25 on ESPN 690.
Well, that's what Trent and I are talking about is, some people try to build by free agency and, some people try to build by draft. Obviously, that's the best way to do it. Historically, the best teams are the ones that take care of their own and, spot some free agents. And that's, we weren't able to do that last year. So we've got to keep building in the draft and spotting some free agents.
That is Urban Meyer talking about building this football team. The Buffalo Bills have done it really, really well. What's interesting about it, Casey, as we welcome everybody back. A couple more minutes to go here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. And we got a bunch of coverage, by the way, all weekend, including all the high school stuff tonight, as I keep mentioning, Blitz Scoreboard Show at 9 here on ESPN 690. FSU football tomorrow, of course, and that is presented by Bono's Pit Barbecue and Willie Jules Old School Barbecue. And we're down at Willie Jules here in St. Augustine today. And then Sunday morning, we're going with ESPN 690 Game Day Live from the Duval House once again, every home game, 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. We'll have some NFL football for you on Sunday as well. Casey, the Buffalo Bills are number one in scoring offense and number one in scoring defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yes.
But they are 5-2. They've lost a couple of times, which you almost – listen, you're 5-2, you're going to lose in the NFL. But the fact that they're number one in both those categories, almost surprising they have lost to me. And they just don't feel like yet that they've even kind of hit a groove. That first game against the Steelers was bad for them. And then they went like 3 straight weeks where it was like, oh, here they go, right? Then they kind of get knocked back a peg by losing to the Titans team on Monday night. And then they didn't look unbelievable last week. The Dolphins did a lot of good things against them. That was a close game halfway through and even into the third before Buffalo pulled away. I guess what I'm getting at here is, it's not for a team that appears to be dominant in the stats like that, it's not like the sexiest of teams yet. Now, they might get there because it's a long way away from where they want to be. But they don't seem to wow you just yet in this 2021 season. They just are sound and good.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And obviously they have Stephon Diggs, but besides that, I mean, yes, Josh Allen, but their running backs are not household names. Emmanuel Sanders, I mean, he's a name you might know, but I mean, if you're just a casual fan, you don't know those names. So yeah, they just kind of find ways to get it done, and the Dolphins did do a good job against them, which you don't really expect, but that is a division game for them. So, which by the way, makes no sense that that's a division game, Miami and Buffalo, New York, but that is what it is. Yeah, I think that they just seem to get it done, and they were a Josh Allen slip away from only having one loss in that game against the Titans. So they just get it done, and they just beat you in a lot of ways, offense, defense, special teams. Their kicker's not bad as well. So just a quality organization they're running up there in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think so. I think again, I say that with, like, if the Chiefs come to town, they scare the heck out of you. You know?
Yeah.
If the Rams come to town, or when the Jags go to the Rams, it scares the heck out of you defensively. How are you going to move the ball? Like, that's what's weird about the Bills. Like, I'm not sure they scare you. Josh Allen's good, but it's like, okay, we feel like we put a good game plan together. I don't think we're going to get the doors blown off us. They're not going to go. We don't score 45 points. Well, you look up at the end of the day, you might need to score 40.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it against a defense that doesn't give up that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting deal, I think, from a perception standpoint as well. Hey, there are going to be a lot of Buffalo fans in town on Sunday. People don't like that, and for good reason. Listen, it'd be great if the Jags were rocking and all the tickets were Jags fans, or 9 out of 10. It's just not the way. I mean, there's not a good feeling about the Jags right now. They're 1-6. They went 1-15 last year. The fan base, although they have Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer doesn't have everybody fired up. Trevor Lawrence, I think people are high on, but they're still in wait-and-see mode around here. And I think people could get a lot of money for their tickets, quite frankly, this week from Bills fans who are eager to see a team that might be one of their best since the early 90s that they have. And you got to know that you're in Florida. And I think Bills fans are going to come from Tampa, Orlando, or wherever in the state of Florida. And that's not to mention the folks here in Jacksonville, because I've run into 4 people. I didn't even know they were Bills fans, but I know 4 people alone that are Bills fans. Their families are Bills fans. So they're going to be at the game on Sunday.
Yeah,
just the nature of it.
Yeah, no, and I think, you would obviously like to see the Jags fans show up and everything, but if the roles were reversed, I think a lot of Jags fans would take opportunities to go see their team if they were as good as the Bills are in other cities. And even, like, the Jags are not good, as we've talked about, but Stewart, when he went to Seattle, he said there were a lot of Jags fans on his plane. So it goes both ways, but I think we take the L on this one and let the Bills fans come, and Jags fans, you make your money because you do what you got to do. We take the L here a couple years down the road when Trevor Lawrence is what Josh Allen is now. You go to Buffalo and show up and bring Duval to Buffalo, and we'll flip-flop from what happens on Sunday here at the bank.
Yeah, the only big difference in that and what you're saying is there are not a lot of fans in the Buffalo area or New York area from Jacksonville.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't get that. You only get that when you come down to Florida. So any team from the north has people that have moved from the north down to Florida.
Smart decision.
And also, by the way, long tradition of fan bases. I mean, the Bills have a very good fan base and a diehard fan base, even through all those lean years. So, I don't know. I think everybody takes it personal down here. I wouldn't take it personal, just the nature of it. By the way, I think I said this earlier. They're just like the Bills fans aren't the nicest fans in the world sometimes, too.
Yeah.
Doesn't make everybody bad, but I know one family is not going. They're Jags fans, and they're not going to this game because the last time the playoff game was here, like, right near them, they burned everything down. They were like, it wasn't fun being near them, and so they're just avoiding it.
Sounds like a safety hazard.
Yeah, it sounded like it. But anyway, save your tables or sell them to Bills fans.
I'd sell the tables. Sell the tickets, sell the tables.
I don't know about I don't advocate selling the tickets, but you might want to sell the table for sure. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll have all our coverage on Sunday, but back at it, high school football tonight on a Friday. Thanks, everybody, down here at Willie Jules Old School Barbecue in St. Augustine. Good host. Love being down here. Casey, good work, man. We'll see you in a few hours on the Blitz Scoreboard Show on ESPN 690.
Southern recipe.